You know us as Trick or Treat Radio, but tonight we transform. Broadcasting live from beautiful Necronomicon, Massachusetts. Tonight, it is Talk Without Trick or Treat Radio podcast. And welcome to that thing I just said.
Listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 127 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is a phantasmagorical spin kick straight through the heart of pop culture. It is navigated by the Deadites and El Goro. The Deadites are the world's greatest electroshock band. We destroy monsters. We drink booze, like El Goro. We win championship belts. And we've been known to hang out with El Goro.
See, every time you say that, man, you don't understand, man. In order to do what I do, I have to have a certain level of shame, man. The more you boost my ego, the less powerful I become.
You're like Samson?
Yeah, man.
Just look next to you and see what you've lowered yourself to. And you should be okay.
Wait, to his left or right?
My left. MonsterZero's left.
It's exciting.
This is exciting. So here we are in studio. We are joined by El Goro. He sucks. He's the worst.
Thank you.
He's terrible. Is that better?
That's what I need.
Okay.
Just
fuck yourself, El Goro.
I got to twist my nipples a little more. Now, hurt me. Come on. Oh.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
There we go. Now it's a party.
Hey, good show.
So this is pretty awesome. This is a special appearance by El Goro. Normally lives several states away. Is here in the Castle Wolfenstein. We basically
You make it sound like, like
what?
New York is several states away. Motherfucker lives on the other side of the country almost.
It's like a 10-hour
halfway
drive.
across.
Probably the middle.
Down there.
The middle.
The middle of
It's
it.
not.
Isn't it the belt?
He's almost on the East Coast.
He's in the belt buckle.
No.
Isn't it?
Where do you
You don't know domestic
Wait,
geography.
Ohio is the most east of the Midwest states, but we're not in the middle, man.
Really?
Really?
Ravenshadow, point on a map. Where's Ohio?
A, we don't have a map.
Okay.
Oh, I could get a map.
I'll do a diagram. You got Massachusetts, you got New York, you got Pennsylvania, Ohio.
And California.
Way the fuck over there.
So I think
California.
I think like where your like
Don't forget
tattoo
Mexico.
is where Ohio.
Christ.
Why, did I ever leave Ohio?
Right.
Remember that joint?
Bring up the map on the big board, and then we'll play a little game.
All right, hold on. Let me get this. Let me get this going.
Then we do fucking nuclear tests in there. Where the fuck is that?
I think that's New Mexico you're thinking.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time.
Nothing new about Mexico.
Geography
It is time
with the Deadites.
for our new segment as our incompetent street urchin learns geography. Get ready for Geography.
West Side. All right,
So as we're looking at it, yeah.
all right, I'm wearing my sunglasses, but I'm not sure.
All right, hold on. Let me. It's not up yet. Let me.
It's not
let me get
easy.
this going. It isn't. You're right. It's not easy.
I mean, it's not like it's 5 times the size of Massachusetts. You know, it's
Is that in Cleveland?
no,
What?
Cleveland is in Ohio, but
All right, here we go.
yeah.
Ravenshadow.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Castle Wolfenstein.
We're in Massachusetts, right?
Necronomicon, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so they can't see you pointing, but
Well,
what I'll
if-
do is I'll use the whiteboard.
All right. Well,
So there's us.
There's a
okay.
That's us.
Yeah.
Where's El Goro?
Next to me.
Where's he live normally?
I know.
Well, I gotta.
Yeah, you can reach across. Do what you gotta do.
West Ohio.
No.
No,
Colder,
it's not
colder,
Texas.
colder,
No.
Warmer.
Oh, that's
there it
fucking-
is.
Right there.
That's fairly close.
Look at that. Look at that.
Hours away.
No shit. You could be my fucking network man. You got Verizon? Because I could call you for free.
Who's he gonna be? Your top 5 or whatever?
Yeah, I'm off on Thursday. Why don't we just fucking Skype and vibe, my friend?
Skype and vibe.
Yeah, we'll put some fucking Injustice for All. You like Pantera.
There you go, man. I'll look you up on Tinder, man. We'll make it happen.
We'll slow it down. But maybe
He
we'll
doesn't
talk
even know
about-
what Tinder is. so-
That makes it even better.
Yeah. Have you heard Cowboys from Hell?
Oh God, Jesus.
Look, this is El Goro. He went
good
this
record.
way.
Right in
So-
there it is.
Right in
That's
there.
like some fucking Indiana Jones type shit.
Wait, you're over here, El Goro, right?
Nah, more north.
Okay.
Up.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
A little over.
Somewhere
It's
in
like
there.
Toledo.
And Psycho Patrick is somewhere around here.
Oh shit! If we all met in what's that place, Michigan?
No,
go there.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Right
don't,
there.
Don't pencil me in.
All right, there's a geography lesson for the day, folks.
We're sorry.
Dun, 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 dun.
Ravenshadow, you need to go back to school.
Like Rodney Dangerfield.
Yes, exactly.
exactly like that.
Melon, you need to change your last name to Melon.
Like John Cryer.
Yeah. Or the guy that wasn't John Cryer that was in Back to School.
Who's that?
He was the son of Melon,
Who was that?
right? He was also in
Remote Control, is that him?
a made-for-TV
Seen that
joint.
movie in years.
What movie?
Called
Wait,
the-
what movie are we talking about right now?
Back to School.
Oh, so you mean Jason Mellon?
Yeah,
He was in
Christine.
yeah, Christine, yeah. That's
He was
what I was
also
gonna say.
in
Fuck?
the
Breaking Two?
Brat Patrol.
Brad Patrol.
Yes, it was a made-for-TV Sunday night Disney movie.
Do you watch that
I
with
got another.
with the kids?
No, I was a kid.
You were a
He watched
kid?
it alone.
I
without the
watched
other
it by
kids.
myself. I was crying because I didn't have near enough friends as the two guys that had no friends.
Yeah, they were at least two guys. You were just like a guy.
Thank you.
That's not even a burger chain.
I had less friends in Columbine.
Oh,
Sorry, I was being outrageous. El Goro,
They had
see,
two
I'm all
friends.
it's
fired up.
topical too.
Yeah.
Only a decade separating that. It's good.
Sorry.
So let's get to what's on tap for tonight. So it's a very light show. This is the first. It's officially the last live show of 2014, but officially the first podcast of 2015. We're basically between 2 years. Ravenshadow. We're broadcasting in 2014, but it's going to drop on iTunes and on Stitcher Radio in 2015.
When's Ohio going to hear it?
Do
they have-
They're
do they-
about 3 years behind.
Yeah, 3 years from now.
Yeah.
It takes a while for the ponies to make it over there.
Do they have iTunes? And it's not just you. I make fun
No,
of
no.
Canada
We
all the
actually
time.
just have one. We just have one guy with a boombox. You see, in Pittsburgh, they transferred onto cassette tape, and then we all gather around. We have to be careful though, because if he plays it for too long, we accuse him of being a witch and burn him.
It's exciting.
It is exciting.
So,
So
geography.
So that's why we're between 2 years. So we wanted to keep things light. We're doing one movie after doing our double feature cram jam for an entire month. You must like that, Ravenshadow, right? You can catch up on your programs.
Oh my fucking! I'm trying to fucking watch the Luther, the BBC show Luther, and not Lex, but the black guy from
Whoa.
The Wire. But all I'm watching is fucking cram jamming, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know. It was
I
a
know
rough-
what's going
It
on.
was a rough night last night.
You sleep on the
Why?
couch again?
Spoiler alert.
Why is it a rough night?
Sleep on the couch again?
No, but the movie. We'll talk about it.
We will.
Did the movie get you laid?
With a partner?
There'll be note, we are about 10 minutes into the episode. Somebody's made the first masturbating to Scarlett Johansson joke. I'm surprised that took that long.
We haven't even started talking about the movie yet. Jesus.
I can't even want to talk about the
Phantom voice in my ears.
Ben?
No, it's not Ben. It's Tiny White.
Oh, Snoop.
Yes, it's me.
Tiny, come over here. Get your mad ass in the studio.
Your man ass?
Your man ass?
Man ass.
Yeah, El Goro's here. Come over, dude.
I got stung by a bee. I'm going to be talking like this all night. My throat and my lips is full.
It's exciting.
Did Scarlett Johansson just pick you up?
Yes, he was going to the grocery store.
Just as a point of reference, that
Oh.
guy is what I think I look like.
Which guy?
Huh? The guy who
the guy with the
guy-
elephant man.
the guy
yeah.
who was allowed to live.
Whoa! Spoiler alert!
Spoiler.
Quick, get the sound.
Let's do that movie with Oracle as Scarlett Johansson, but she picks up all of the like Trick or Treat radio.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, who's going to be the guy with the face?
Who's the guy that's not sucked into the black?
I saw a picture of Oracle from like yesterday. She looks like, imagine the hottest girl you've ever seen, which is arguably Oracle, right?
Right.
But imagine like every little bit of her is still little and hot Oracle. But she has this enormous baby belly that looks like she's going to give birth to all of Trick or Treat Radio. It's weird. Like no
You
wonder
just
she can't get
ruined
around.
it at the last part.
She's still like, she's not proportionate. I feel terrible for her.
Well, we were about to talk about what's going on tonight, but we got sidetracked already. So we're just taking it easy, low key. One movie this week.
We're only watching one movie this week.
Low
One
key.
film. Samoa Joe.
Samoa and Joe. So we are reviewing Under the Skin, which is starring. What's her name, Ravenshadow?
Scarlett Johannesburg.
Johansson.
Johansson. And it's directed by Jonathan Glazer. And it's got a bunch of other people who aren't actors.
Bunch of motherfuckers.
Yep. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. And then after that, we're just going to shoot the shit for as long as it takes. We got El Goro in studio. He's heavily sauced after taking a tour of a bunch of breweries, beer factories. What do you call them?
Beer repositories.
Yes.
That's where the mommy beer and the daddy beer make all the baby beers. And then I eat them all.
Is that how they do it?
That's how they do it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
never knew. So we're going to just shoot the shit, and then we got some feedback later on. It'll be a fun time, right, Dynamo?
Mm-hmm.
You got your mouth full again of Kit Kats?
Red Vines or Kit Kats?
Red Vines and Kit Kats.
Oh,
At the same time?
Yeah, this is a little like
need to trademark
Is
that
it-
this
shit.
is like Jesus, this is like Jesus came in my mouth.
Is that, they call that DP?
Huh? Yep.
Director of Photography.
Exactly.
So that's what's going on. Let me introduce everybody. I am Johnny Wolfenstein, the pencil pusher and producer of media for Trick or Treat Radio and the Deadites. We have the immortal gunslinger, singer, and lyricist for the Deadites. He's got a Kit Kat in one hand and a red vine in the other, Dynamo Mars.
Hi everybody, how you doing tonight?
Is this when they answer back?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Okay, we'll wait.
Oh, somebody answered at the bottom. Who's that?
SL? What does it say, Ravenshadow? You
Oh,
can see it.
Snoop, you got sidetracked? Question mark. Shocking.
Shocking. Yes. Very shocking. We got derailed. We also have the katana wielding, synth
I'm
hoarding.
so excited. I can't even wait for my intro to finish. I am so pumped right now.
So fine. So elated.
So elated.
Oh, we're getting naked.
Synth hoarding.
I already am, man. Camera can't see below the desk.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm as hard as one of those guys in the Black Void.
Fucking Matt Murdock called and said, "Holy, you got a big brajol."
How does he know?
Because he's blind
I
by his
know.
radar senses.
Oh.
You can sense the vibrations.
Yeah, it's like tactile shit. That's how he knows.
It's just a good vibration.
It's just vibrating like a tuning fork. I'm so excited.
It's like fucking Claw is in the house.
Santa Claus?
No, Claw. He fights the Black Panther and he sucks. It's like, oh shit, Claw
totally
showed
sucks. Claw's the worst.
up. Yeah.
The synth hoarding. The snowboard making, mask wearing composer and songwriter for the Deadites, Tiny White.
I am. Yep. I am completely sprung and I am ready to immerse myself in black liquid.
Oh.
I'm pissed at you right now.
You what?
I'm pissed at you. You.
You pissed at me?
Yes, I am pissed at you.
You piss at me?
Yeah.
I piss at you.
Well, if you had watched all the films,
Yeah, you're probably
you
right.
would have
And-
rescued our top 10 list for the year.
Yeah, you're probably right.
See,
Probably right.
you said you weren't pissed, but I think you are.
No, I said I wasn't pissed last year.
No, this year. I'm talking about this year.
No, I am pissed this year.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
But
I mean,
it's-
you can only be
It
so.
hasn't happened yet.
Oh shit!
No, it has. It came out yesterday.
Did it?
Well, when this episode drops on
Oh, yeah.
podcast.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
You can only be so pissed about what movie ended up at number one, right? Like I'm fine. I
Yeah,
guess I'm
yeah,
mostly
yeah.
fine with it, but or I'm not. Let Let me rephrase that. You can only be so pissed about what movie ended up at number 2. I'm elated at what ended up at number 1.
So elated.
That's what I thought. But number 2, I don't know. That's a little high up the list.
All right. So we all.
Ravenshadow doesn't even remember.
What don't you remember?
Spoiler alert, everyone. Big Ass Spider was our number 1 movie of the year.
I'm like 3 episodes back, man. So you're just dropping these spoilers on me.
But I do think that one of, I think it was number 6, probably could have jumped up to number 2 if Tony had been with us for that.
That's sort of my point.
Right.
Yep.
Because number 6 was my number 1, and it probably would have been Tiny's number 1 or 2.
I don't know if it would have. He had the Raid 2 and Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2.
Spoiler.
No, that episode dropped.
Yeah,
But didn't yet.
we're giving 8 hours of content. Like maybe
That
people.
dropped 15 hours ago. That's old history. ancient.
Well, it depends.
history.
We do have live listeners, so I guess we won't spoil it for them.
Yeah, true.
So we also have the chain smoking, hand kissing, baby shaking, hot pocket loving, comic book reading nerd, the official smoke machine for the Deadites. He doesn't want to hang out with us at dinner time, Michael Ravenshadow.
Oh my lord, there is so much man candy on this side of the fucking table. It makes my fucking Bluetooth ache.
What? You don't even know what Bluetooth is.
But I heard about it and thought it was funny because El Goro's here and it was like, oh, my teeth hurts. But it was like not really my teeth, but like a mobile device.
The guy at Verizon asked him if he wanted a Bluetooth. He thought he had to go to the dentist.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't want to say what other color tooth that we make jokes about, but
Just remember, sir, suck, don't chew.
oh shit. Let's go to commercial.
And we have, as we said already, we have the host of Talk Without Rhythm, the golden voice,
Golden was.
El Goro.
How's it all going, guys?
Should I say the brown voice?
The brown voice, yes. It's
man
pitched
with
low
the
enough. You
huge
listen to me enough, you
brazool.
just want to shit.
And El Goro's taller than I expected.
How's that?
I don't know.
Just, you thought I was a short guy?
No, I thought you were like, 5'10".
Okay.
What are you, like 6'2"?
3.
6'3", yeah. All right.
Man, that's fucking exciting.
He thinks all
left
smart
hand?
people look like me.
I don't fucking like El Goro.
What? How tall are you, Ravenshadow?
6'3".
Whoa.
El Goro, guess
love,
what? Guess what?
Love connection.
What you and I have in common?
What's that?
Same height as Superman.
There you are.
Just saying.
Although El Goro probably resembles Superman a little bit more than you do.
Not even close, man.
More.
I'm like
Nice.
Superman after like the parasite fought him.
Nice.
like,
Yeah, and I'm Superman after a 3-year bender. Come on.
How's that Ralph Digby costume coming?
well, ask me again in the 2-hour mark. This is exciting.
You keep
What's
seriously
the name of this movie again?
under the skin.
Under my jeans.
Way to jump ahead to what we're covering now.
All right, spoiler alert.
So that's who's on the show. That's what's going on. Tiny's here. This is exciting.
I
Ravenshadow.
don't give a fuck. Stop recording. Let's get a pizza.
Didn't you just eat?
I had beer.
I would like a pizza.
You guys ate without me.
No,
Yeah,
we invited you. You just didn't come.
No, you said you were somewhere, and I guess, I'll just wait then for you to show up.
Uh-huh.
I was building a telescope. True story. From 6 to 7, I was building a telescope at Buffalo Wife and Shadow. We're looking at the moon, and then she was done with me. She said, "Why don't you go just record your show?" So I left, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm en route. I'll be there in 30 minutes." And the text back was, "Oh, we're having a good time without you. Why don't you wait in the parking lot?" And I was like, "Well, can I come?"
You didn't say that.
No, it wasn't like, "Hey, it's like 20 minutes down the street. Just it's on the left." It was like, "Well, I'm gonna go here." You're like, "Fucking whatever, asshole.
Yeah, but you didn't. You didn't
Go there."
You did. Yeah, it wasn't like where you didn't ask where it was. We just assumed you knew where it was and didn't want to go because your response was, "Well, I'm going here."
Well, I don't know much farther than Castle Wolfenstein, but it made me like, "Oh, why don't you come with us?"
But you could have
Would have
asked.
been nice.
This is fascinating to me because it's really like an old married couple. Bitching right at each other.
Well, we have known each other.
And I'm like the kid in the back seat. It's just like,
It's not your fault, Goro.
putting it out of my head, man. Mommy and Daddy are fighting again.
But 97 was
Just
a long
start cutting
time
myself
ago.
and listening to Corn.
I feel like, Tiny, if you called me and said, hey, I'm on my way, and I said, hey, I'm over at this restaurant, what would you do?
You throw a brick through the window of that restaurant.
Buy a synth and said, I'll call me at 10.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
You would know that, like, you would obviously invited, right?
No, I would naturally assume that I should not talk to you or try to come in contact you until you're done eating your food.
Right. It's not like this isn't like putting a sock on. Like it's not like Wolfie put a sock on the doorknob or anything like that. It's like,
Although I
Right,
will
right.
say that Dynamo and I had a code back in 1997, 98, where
Yeah.
he would call me around like 12 at night. And the code word was, if I was, believe it or not, with a girl, I would say Captain America. But if I said Avengers, it meant, all right, in an hour, I'll meet you guys at Denny's. Remember that?
yep.
And it was
So Captain America means you
Solo.
couldn't show up.
Yeah, running Dolo. And then Avengers meant, all right, order my mozzarella sticks. I'll see you guys soon. Right? That's a true story, right?
I went to Denny's last night.
Yeah.
Denny's
Wait. Captain America or Avengers?
Captain America. But not well. Actually, can we rewind that? No, an old friend of mine that I used to hang out with at Denny's a lot just moved home, so I went over to Denny's with her.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, who was that?
Yeah, name names.
No, but like initials or something.
MH.
Oh no shit, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. She used to live in Folsom, California, and now she lives here again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they
She
pretty
got
much
the Folsom County Blues.
they pretty much fucking
You
give
go
food
there.
away at Denny's.
What?
They should be given the.
Yeah,
free-
it's like
Yeah, you shouldn't pay for that.
$4. You get a whole French toast meal. 2.
Let's fucking go after here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
get
gotta
a
say,
whole
Denny's at 4 o'clock in the morning is the most beautiful thing ever. Because
Remember children-
everybody there hates you. The
Yeah.
food is just terrible, but you already feel bad about yourself because you're up at 4 o'clock in the morning in a fucking Denny's,
Yeah.
so you got no pride.
Actually, I will
True.
dispute that and say my bass player's wife and her hot best friend dancing mostly naked in the basement of the club is the best thing I've ever seen at 4 o'clock in the morning.
All right, fair enough.
Whoa, weird. What?
You were there.
Oh yeah, I was actually.
And silence.
silent.
Everyone-
Just a moment
Mental
of
image?
silent
Okay,
contemplation.
there we go.
I was thinking about a fucking scram slam.
Eggs over my
is he.
hammy.
Tiny and I used to hustle the waiters at
Yeah,
Denny's.
we did.
And Tricky Davis Jr.?
Yep.
Yeah, Tricky Davis Jr.
They'd play us in chess, and if we won, they would give us food.
Oh.
Yep.
And the one waitress thought that Aries' name was Logan.
Yes.
Sue the waitress.
Yes, it was the way. Oh, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
This is a bad show. Stop
She's
listening.
not listening.
No.
Who was the waitress that had the giant gin blossom? You remember her?
Sheila.
No. Was it Sheila? Sue. Right, you're right.
Sue, yeah.
was the good one.
Sue. Yeah, Sue.
Oh,
Sue
she
was
was
the
like
good one.
80 years old.
Yeah, Sheila had the gin blossom, and one day we found out that she was going to go do amateur night at the strip club down the street.
No.
And I gotta
my
ask.
life
This
just
must be a
totally
regional thing. What the
changed
fuck
for
is
the
a gin
worse.
blossom?
Don't do that.
I was going to ask too.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I have
do
no
that.
idea what that is.
Am I?
Oh.
I gotta be honest. I'm with Goro.
Wait,
I don't,
what?
You know, Tiny knows what gin blossom is.
Oh, you don't know what? You guys don't know what a gin blossom is?
I got nothing, man.
I tell you
Wow.
what a bubbler is.
Wow.
It's when someone has imbibed in so much alcohol, they have a big, like,
Oh yeah, the big ass nose.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
the big ass nose. Yeah,
like the
otherwise
remedial
known as a
teacher
big
in our
ass
school.
nose.
had a giant gin.
Oh. I thought it was something else because you always talk about apple bottom, so I thought it was somehow related.
no.
That's
what
so
I'm
weird.
thinking,
How the
man.
fuck does that happen? You drink a bunch of alcohol and then your nose gets
Yeah,
big,
I'm not
like,
positive.
Weird,
Yeah.
like a
I got nothing.
freaking pomegranate.
Coming off
I
of
used to work
Christmas,
with
I
a
don't
lot of
know,
guys
yeah.
like that. It was like some sort of alcoholic strawberry on their nose.
Exactly.
Hey, Ravenshadow, show us your nose.
I don't want to talk about it. Go to commercial. It's like, why won't that color go away? Fuck, did it really happen?
Nice.
Ravenshadow's happy. He's got a fellow smoker here with him now.
There you are.
Yep. That's bad.
About time someone with fucking stone showed up.
It's okay. It's okay. We're still going to give you grief.
Yeah, not a bunch of fucking pink what?
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 Pink lung mafia.
Pink lung.
Yeah.
We were debating before you got on the phone of who would win in a fight and a drinking contest. Your wife versus Ravenshadow.
A fight in a drinking contest?
And like a 3 stages of hell.
Well, Tiny, because
We
Side
definitely
was
used to
the-
be able to hang. I don't know about nowadays.
because Tiny wife has all my positive attributes, but more sobriety.
And by the way,
none of
let's
his weaknesses.
let's talk about that. You mean like your fighting attributes because she has you have
Yeah,
none of her
yeah.
comely.
No, I didn't say the facial hair.
No.
No, but like she's tall. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, she's
Like
tall.
long. I have a reach. I have a reach.
Yeah, she's got some reach.
But
definitely.
she would. She's like my venom. She could cancel out all my.
It's possible.
Wouldn't it
Yeah.
be the other way? Because she like is beautiful and you are not. So wouldn't you be Venom?
So I'd be the anti venom.
She's got like mom powers though now. She can
Yeah.
like chastise you and you just like go away.
She has.
I was
always had those
chastising
problems
your
for me.
house on Christmas,
Why?
Were you really? Yeah.
and it
for
wasn't
what?
my fault.
Why? Who chastised you?
Oh, you left the door open. Right,
No,
to the
no,
garage?
I was talking loud amongst
Yeah.
other people who were talking loud, but
Yeah.
it was brought to my attention by a child that apparently I was the one that was talking too loud and needed to be quiet. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, I'm sorry, but I feel that the other people are talking loud as well. Yeah, but really, you're the one that needs to be quiet. And I'm like, I'm sorry. And then I left
remember
shortly
seeing
after that.
Ravenshadow, what's that last post say in the chat room?
Oh, Snoop, chain gang in the house.
Nice. Bobby Chains in the house. What's up, buddy?
Finally a friend.
I don't think he's your friend anymore.
No, he's not like my real friends from 97, but he's my new real friend.
Does he invite you out to eat?
Your real friends from '97, like Aries.
No, it's from that's from like 80 something, man. That was not a soccer team.
You guys are.
It's true. He had
I can't imagine you and Aries playing soccer.
I was behind him, and he had shin pads that had like anarchy symbols and Sex Pistols written on it. And that was completely outrageous. And he would kick the ball, and he would grunt like fucking Thor was throwing his hammer at like fucking who fights fucking Thor?
Loki. Yeah.
No, who's the other motherfucker? The red motherfucker?
Surtur?
There you go.
There you go.
Ragnarok.
He can say it. How come he can say it?
What?
I had a hard time saying Ragnarok. today.
Ragnarok. I remember that. It was like Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I don't believe Aries played soccer any more than the rumors of square dancing that were made about me at Christmas party. Did anyone else like hear that? Like allegedly, me. I think it was some school function, but me and Tiny Wife had to like be part of some square dancing thing, and I have zero recollection of this.
It was fucking horrifying.
Like,
Oh shit, we got pantophobes in the chat room.
Oh, so this is a
You wanna-
fucking show.
Wanna-
Official definition for a gin blow.
Yeah, read that, Ravenshadow. Wait, you're drunk?
Not yet.
Okay.
A gin blossom is slang for the capillaries in your nose and face that burst because of excessive drinking.
Oh, there we are.
Ravenshadow.
I am so fucking scared of that because that's like the wave motion gun. You get one shot at that for the star blazes in the back. Like it sucks. So you're like, fuck. I got a fucking gin blossom. Like, oh, what happened to you over the weekend? Oh, I fucking drink too much for 30 fucking years. That's my welcome to my nightmare.
I spoke with Pantophobe last night, pretty much right before I went to sleep. It was very nice. That's the way you want to get sent off.
Let's go to commercial. Oh, Goro and I can smoke.
She was telling me that she no longer gets the show notes from iTunes.
She doesn't?
You don't get. That's what she told me.
Because none of the fucking show people
It's
give
weird.
me
I
fucking notes.
they still show up on here, so I don't know if they changed something. And I see them on the app.
I'll figure it out for you, Pantophobe. I have no point of reference and no skills, but
That means he won't, because you probably haven't even sent Vesa his songs yet, have you?
what are you even talking about right now?
Vesa, the one our listener, Vesa, who
Even I fucking know that,
Yeah.
man. You can make him a prize pack.
My computer's broken. We've been talking about it for weeks.
Yeah, you said you'd still do it.
You have 3
How am I
phones.
going to do it? Set like tie the songs to a rock and throw them in that direction.
Yeah, it's something.
Do you live near Ohio? Oh, Goro, on your way back. Can you just swing by?
Just swinging by.
Do you know how?
We'll go to AAA. I'll map out your route.
Yeah, exactly.
They do a highlight. This is fucking exciting, man.
My eyes hurt
Roll
from
over, throw 'em out
squinting
the
at
window.
porn on my phone. Like this is a
Fucking
bad
go to
time.
Denny's and bring this fucking...
Ma sends his regards.
Bring
It's
the-
a fucking song.
Bring the podcast to Denny's.
Yeah, we'll fucking role play.
Role play?
Yeah, we'll play characters. Do you ever role play El Goro?
Of course, man.
Yeah, we'll do
I'm
that
Giant
with
fucking
some
nerd.
Did you ever do it at Denny's though? That's
No, but I did do it at prom once.
nice.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Nemori's back.
Oh,
Nice.
Snoop!
Nice. And Nemori says, hello, sexy guys.
There you go.
No more tears.
Nemori must be watching another show.
Yeah, man.
Nomori doesn't have the XSplit software.
See, before all I had was the voice, but now they can see the face. and
That's
this
right.
just completely ruins everything.
Oh, it ruined things
hide
for
behind this
Dynamo
guy.
years ago.
What?
What the hell is this guy? Little gremlin.
Johnny Wolfenstein doll.
Let's stick him right here.
It's exciting.
This is now the face of El Goro.
I'll tell you this. I bet the SL must be happy.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah?
She's a big fan?
Yeah, she likes the El Goro voice.
Nah, see, now you can combine it with the El Goro face, and it's all over me.
This will be a fucking 5-hour show. I can't fucking wait.
Oh, we got a picture from Nemori.
What we got there?
Let's see. Those dirty dogs.
Oh, shit.
Grizzly.
Grizzly.
That movie's the shit right there. Of all the, maybe the
you
second
guys see
best
this?
Jaws rip off.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
I like Alligator, and then I like.
Yeah.
What was
Trying to think of
the,
another good one.
what was the whale?
Oh, I see some.
That-
I see
Orca.
some.
Orca's good.
Orca was my joint.
There's some Shaw Brothers there.
Yeah.
What is that, Ravenshadow? There's a pack of smokes right there.
I have glaucoma. I can't see that.
I see Chud. I see Fearless Dragon. Nice. Well, I'm gonna share. If hopefully Nemori doesn't mind, I'm gonna share this.
Oh, yeah, man.
It's a nice picture right there.
What kind of cigarettes are
Alain Delon brand cigarettes.
Ooh.
Ravenshadow, you approve?
I'll take some of those.
I'll take some.
Send it care of Castle Wolfenstein. Attention,
I didn't know that. I
Ravenshadow.
didn't know that guy had his own brand of cigarettes.
Yeah. I'm trying. That's how you know you're fucking blowing up.
What, do you want to get your own brand?
Get your own smokes.
There you go. Raven Smokes.
Oh, Ravens, there you go. We're so fucking on the same page, El Goro.
There it is.
Be exciting.
Seriously, that's actually pretty exciting. The fact that Alain Delon has his own cigarettes.
Yeah, I'll smoke those.
Smokes right there.
Right on, man.
Just don't be Newports, because it's bad for you. They got fiberglass.
That is
in 'em.
Chud, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's the next? What's the
Chud.
one next to Fearless Dragons? I can't quite make out the.
Return of the Red Tiger.
Yeah, I can't make it out
Yeah, I
either.
can't make it up.
Return of the Tiger. Return of the Tiger.
There's a-
Shanghai Killers is over on the other side,
You tiger.
It's a film I only know.
and then
from
I see Deadliest something.
from that song.
No,
From
Another-
that song from the
what Return
Super
of the Tiger?
Cock.
SL says man candy in capital letters.
Oh, Jackie Chan made in Taiwan.
All right. Well, we need to get on to this movie review because, we've already been talking for about 35 minutes. It's a typical,
Only 35 minutes.
it's a typical
it felt a
Deadites
lot
intro.
longer. Yeah.
We've got to stretch it out for another hour and a half.
I was clean shaven when we started broadcasting.
I was a child. Now I'm a man.
Why do we always blow it, A, when we have guests, and B, when we get some sort of accolade that may drive people to listen to us?
Oh, yeah. You want to talk about that?
What
Let me-
accolade?
Let me find that.
What you got?
Let's pull it up. Hold on. Ravenshadow, just regale the folks with a tale.
Yeah, allow me to kill time while Johnny whips out some science, kind of like how Crosby's dropping babies. There was a big announcement in the podcast world from our friends at, where was that, Dynamo?
Horror Made.
What?
Horror Made.
Was it Horror Made?
Or made looking right at it.
Yeah. Wasn't, like, it's like Horror Made, like MADE, not made, come clean your house.
Oh, shit.
So, jeez. Our
So
friend,
he got distracted by the logo.
Oh, shit,
man.
yeah.
our
yeah.
friend Jeanette over at Haunting TV runs this blog, Horror Made. It's horrormade.blogspot.com. And she picked the top 10 podcasts of 2014. And let me quickly run down the list here. Number 10, The Bloodcast, the H.P. Lovecraft Literary Podcast.
I listen to that.
Bloody Good Horror,
I
Good
love
guys.
that one.
America's Most Haunted,
Never heard of it.
Monster Talk,
That's good.
The Paranormal Podcast at number 5 with Jim Harold.
Yeah, I love Jim Harold.
Anything Ghost, Pseudopod is number 3. Number 2 is Jim Harold's Campfire, True Ghost Stories. Number 1? What?
Number
What is
1?
that, Ravenshadow?
Whoa, that's weird. It looks kind of like the fucking Deadites logo. Deadites
Nice.
presents Trick or Treat Radio.
That's right, number 1.
Congrats, guys.
And one's the good one.
Yes, in this case, yes.
But totally to be fair, like I mentioned, there's not a bad spot on this roster. It would be an honor to be number 10, number 6, number 0, or whatever the fuck. Thank you. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Like, thank you for having poor judgment.
Exactly.
Thank you for allowing us to make everyone think that you're crazy by this opening intro.
So
Patsy's
that
picture's getting some play, though. I hope he's getting some kickback.
some ripbacks. So there we are, number 1 horror podcast of 2014, as decided by our friend Jeanette, and maybe that's why, maybe because we befriended Haunting TV. But either way, like it's very cool.
she has
No, I
much
know,
more
I know.
integrity than that.
I agree. I don't mean to trivialize that,
It's
but
very
Did we
nice.
did we
Thank you.
befriend her with benefits? Is
nope.
that what happened right there?
I
God,
can
you're
make it
out of
happen.
running amok.
Because that's
lately.
pretty sweet.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. So very cool. Thank you to those guys over at Haunting TV, and they also their latest episode of Watch Us Die, their video show where they play games and die a lot.
That game's scary.
Yeah, The Evil
Yeah.
Within is the one they've been
That
playing.
game's fucking scary.
They just, I think it was episode 5 was the most recent one, and they talk about us a lot, which is awfully nice of them. So
nice.
yeah, so very cool. Thank you guys, and go check out the Haunting TV on YouTube, and also on social media, all over social media. They have some awesome stuff going on. So we need to cut to a break here in just a moment, but before we do that, 2 contests, Ravenshadow. Let's get them out real quick.
All right.
Go till the end of January. We are doing a contest with our friends over at XSplit.
XSplit.
And what's going on there is we want you to tell us what your favorite horror movie is and why in a video. So go ahead, record it on webcam, on your phone, on 35 millimeter, 70 millimeter, 8 millimeter, 16 millimeter, not 9 millimeter, Ravenshadow. No. So any way you can, just
Can
go ahead.
Can they mail us a flip book?
Sure. Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Nice.
Carrier pigeon, however you want to get it to us.
Magic
just-
guy.
Magic guy.
Chunk.
Just get it to us and let us know in a video what your favorite horror movie is and why. And then we'll judge the contest at the end of January. The winner will win a 3-month free license to use XSplit, Gamecaster, and Broadcaster.
Also, ladies, I am winner running a contest. If you send me topless photos, I will give you a prize.
That's not true, and it's not.
Why do you want topless photos? Some of the best stuff is up top. It's also kind of macabre,
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Macabre.
macabre. So
Everybody take a turn. Say that word,
Macabre.
Magbra.
Johnny.
No. That was a Godzilla villain.
Oh, shit. I thought you bought Chris Star from the old, remember that guy?
it's macabre.
Macabre.
But there's an RE at the end.
I
That's-
know.
that's the-
It's
yeah, I
silent.
think it
Blame
has
the
to end in
French,
your
man.
throat
Blame the
like
French.
Most folks do.
Macabre.
How's that go?
Macabre.
Macabre.
It's exciting.
So what else we got to do? Oh, there's that contest, and then the other contest is we've had a lot of people enter. I just had somebody send me an email with the items that they've purchased. But if you go to our website, trickortreatradio.com, let me do that. I can do that right here. Go to trickortreatradio.com, scroll down just a little bit, see that Amazon logo. You just click on that, and you can do all your shopping on Amazon.com, even though Christmas, the holidays, Hanukkah
Am I winning?
are all over. You can't win.
Yeah, but am I winning?
You can't win.
I know I can't win, but I would like to I would like to be able to say, you won, but Dynamo crushed you.
Well, I don't know what you bought, so
Come on. How hard is it to figure out, like, what other asshole bought, like, 9 million Betsy Johnson Black Cat related things in Scream Factory?
there's only
DVDs?
2.
Guilty.
You only bought 2 Betsy Johnson things.
Betsy Johnson wax.
So what you do is you click on that link. You
Whoa. That's not true.
buy all your stuff on Amazon using that, and we will get a tiny bit of a cut. And everything you buy in that session will be attributed to us. We'll get a tiny little cut of that. And every item you purchase gives you 1 entry into the contest. And if you don't do Amazon for whatever reason, you can go ahead and use the donate button on our website, and for every $1 you donate, you will get an entry. And there's going to be a big prize pack at the end of this, and we're starting to put together some of the items in the prize pack, and we'll be talking all about it very soon, let you know what's in it. So if you have already purchased stuff from Amazon through our link, go ahead and send us an email to podcast@trickortreatradio.com and just let us know what you purchased so we can attribute it to you and your entries. Also, if you would like to leave feedback for the show, you can do so a couple different ways. Go to trickortreatradio.com and click on the contact button, and there you can leave voicemail, or you can just go ahead and leave an email right through there. Or if you want to send direct email, podcast@trickortreatradio.com, and also leave us reviews on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. 5 stars would be appreciated. Ravenshadow will give you a high 5 to the sky. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I think
2
that's
taps and a twist.
2 taps and a twist, whatever you need. I think that's it. So we need to cut to a break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about Under the Skin. But before we do that, Ravenshadow.
Under the skin.
Oh, there it is.
Under the
We
skin.
knew it was coming. Oh, Lord.
Johansson's better. It makes me wetter. Check and see.
Ravenshadow.
I am a very happy boy when she leads me to the death in the void.
What should people do right now?
What a ridiculous stretch. That was amazing.
Good fucking question, Johnny. Stop listening to Dynamo. I want you to get your hash pipe.
Hash pipe. Yep.
Yeah.
That's shift 3, right, on the keyboard.
No, it's a real device. I don't put your hash in that pipe. I want you to
Oh.
light it. I want you to smoke it. I want you to then take down your Christmas shit, because
Yes,
really
it's important.
It's over. It's
Yeah, it's
really
done.
it's done.
When is it time? Is it time?
It's done.
Yeah, what time is it now? Where you at,
What if
Tiny?
your tree still looks good? What if it's still green and the needles aren't falling?
Just keep it up till next year then.
No.
what I'm thinking, yeah.
Jimmy Dean.
I take
live
it down-
fast, die young. Take your shit down.
I take it down New Year's Day.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Well, I take it down January 2nd.
Yeah,
Don't
no.
procrastinate.
Take it down
Wrap it up like NASCAR. Throw it away. Throw your Christmas in the back. I want you to then maybe get some absinthe. Maybe if you were overseas in the duty free, get your absinthe.
Do I need a note if I'm absent?
Wait for the ball to drop,
Mm-hmm.
and then strap on.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone will
your
do that,
balls to
and
drop.
and we'll be right back to talk about Under the Skin.
Under the skin.
Do you love to dance? The Big Scary Monster Haunts at Midnight is a collection of dark songs about sex, love, death, revenge, and the end of the world. Brought to you by the world's greatest monster hunting electroshock band, the Deadites. Available on iTunes, Google Music, Amazon, CD Baby, and all other digital distribution sites.
Hey there, this is R.A. Salvatore, call me Bob, and you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio. Hello, darlings. It's your favorite whiskey-drinking, litigious, singing, dancing fantasy girl. Want to reach out to me and the world's greatest monster-hunting multimedia organization, the Deadites? Log on to Facebook.com/The Deadites. It's got all the info you need to follow the world's greatest monster hunting band, like live appearances, info on your favorite Deadite, music, and all the links you need to our new weekly multimedia and all our side endeavors. Too many letters on Facebook? That's okay, sugar. Just follow us on Instagram and Twitter @The Deadites. Hope to see you soon, and we'll leave the lights off.
We're back on Trick or Treat Radio.
What song is that?
Dot Quiddity?
Doesn't it? I feel like something's missing from there.
Oh, vocals. You haven't recorded your vocals.
No,
yet.
no. like a musical hook.
I don't know. That's tiny.
Tiny?
No, it's all there. It's all there. I changed a few things in that for our, live mix recently.
I have two versions of it. I just like the way that one comes better out of the break. So there you have it. There you go. That's why I do it. So we are gonna talk about this movie. We're waiting. Yeah.
Tiny?
Yeah.
Sir Isaac gave you a Christmas present
Yes.
at the year-end special.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yep.
Yeah, just sitting here waiting for you. I got you a Christmas present too, Tiny.
Little Audrey and
awesome.
Friends.
Nice. What?
Little Audrey and Friends Christmas.
Why do you have to spoil it?
I'm showing it. It's unwrapped.
Yeah, but you just spoiled it.
What do you mean?
Nice.
We
Nice.
talked about it on the show.
That's like
Tiny
that's
wasn't
like
there.
My 5-year-old daughter. They went out to get me a Christmas present. Like oh, let's go pick out a Christmas present for Dad. My son and I went out to get something for Mom. They got home and she's like, "Oh, we got you a great present. It's gonna be such a big surprise." I'm like, "Oh, thanks. I can't wait to open." She's like, "It's a chess set."
Did you act surprised?
No, she literally told me to my face it was a chess set before I opened it, like a week before I opened it. But no, it was an awesome chess set. Anyway, but yeah, no surprises from anymore. People
We had to
just
bust
throw it
that thing
directly
open.
in my face.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
It's about time I stopped playing possum and really showed you how great of a chess player I am.
Yeah, you got some catching up to do. Back when we used to play like 20 years ago, we were not great. We weren't great.
No.
We played a lot, but we weren't great.
No.
And for the past 20 years, I've been playing off and on, and I'm a lot better than you now. It's just kind of sad. I can teach you some stuff though.
Yeah,
I
I'll
can
teach
get-
you.
I-
No,
I'll
I'll
get you
teach
up
you
to-
some stuff.
I'll get you up to speed.
I'm done going easy on you.
Yeah. Okay. We should. You know what we should do? We should do a live televised broadcast of our games on Trick or Treat Radio.
Oh yeah, we'll get
exciting.
a lot of viewers for those.
We'll do speed games. We'll do 3-minute games.
I'm just imagining Seventh Seal, man, when he's going up against
Mm-hmm.
Death.
Exactly.
So you're being Mark Bergman, Mars, and Tiny, you could be Death.
I'm gonna be in my
Make it
Borgman.
happen.
Yes,
I'm gonna be Igmar Borgman.
Igmar.
Igmar?
All right, we got to talk about Under the Skin. This film from 2013. Well, I guess technically it got its first festival showing in 2013, but it got a wider release this year in 2014.
Yeah.
It is rated R, 108 minutes. It is directed by Jonathan Glazer, and it was written by Walter Campbell and Jonathan Glazer. And
I'm surprised it's got an. I mean, I'm not like super like shocked it got an R rating, but there's like like erect, like ding dongs all over this movie.
my
Full
Lord.
frontal, like full frontal.
There were
It's true.
so many pale
Ding dongs,
naked
right?
Johnsons and not
Yes.
enough naked pale Scarlett Johanssons.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised on that too, with how conservative the MPAA is. I mean, you can
Yeah,
show a flaccid
yeah.
penis, but a little bit of an erection on that, and
Exactly.
There were
That's
clearly
the point,
3
exactly.
dicks.
nah. At least, yeah.
At least 3.
It's not the dicks. It's the fact that they were fully erect. Like we're talking about like 2 p.m.
2 p.m.
2 p.m. on the analog clock. We're not
I mean,
talking about like 5:30.
And I got to give it to those guys, man. I mean, they had a certain amount of confidence rolling in there because none of them were John Holmes motherfuckers.
And none of them are actors.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
There was one, the one who seemed like they had nothing going for him.
We don't
had
need
the
to.
most
We don't need
going
to start
for
this
There you
review
go.
by talking about penis.
How about
No,
the guy from
I
fucking...
I think that's
I don't know,
exactly
that was-
where we need
that
to
was
start.
One really sweet.
How about the fucking... the guy from 300?
What?
Fassbender?
All right.
No. No, the guy who
Well, you
couldn't...
ever seen Shame? Fassbender's got it going on, man. It's lucky he didn't have any fucking cats, man.
I really feel like I watched a censored version of this.
Oh yeah.
Why?
You
Because
didn't
I
have
feel
any
like
red cock jumping
no, I
around
had
on
plenty
you?
of that, but not as much naked Scarlett Johansson Mars as I thought I was gonna have.
What do you mean?
It was a frustrating...
That was
Huh?
quite a bit.
time.
Yeah, no, I don't see a lot of, not too much.
It was very dark.
Ravenshadow, what's that comment? There's a comment in the chat room.
I don't think I'm allowed to say that.
No, what is it?
Do I
can't-
say?
Yeah.
I'm
Say it right.
No. From the SL, oh, please, keep reviewing the dicks.
I gotta put a little bit more emotion on it. It's like, oh please.
Oh, please,
Keep
reviewing
the
the dicks. This is fucking weird.
Like
No.
she was
I think
naked.
the sexy dicks were cute for a minute.
She was naked in the Roxanne light.
Yeah. Right.
Wait, whoa. I haven't even got through this yet.
whoa,
Jesus
whoa,
Christ.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
So
Black Widow runs amok.
the film stars Scarlett Johansson and Jeremy McWilliams, who is a I don't know, a biker. I don't know what
I think he's a motocross.
Right.
guy.
motocross. That's
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah,
I couldn't
yeah.
think of. And
That's typecasting, huh?
Yeah, was he married?
Well,
to
they
fucking Pink?
needed him to be motocross because the speeds he was going on
Yeah.
wet roads.
Yeah.
and a whole bunch of non-actors.
Yep.
Other motherfuckers.
Yeah, other motherfuckers.
Which, and I'm
Which
sure we'll
was-
get into it, but that's got to be a weird thing to lay on a guy in the middle of Scotland. You know, he rolls up and fucking Scarlett Johansson's trying to get
Yeah.
him in
How
a
did
van.
none of these guys recognize Scarlett Johansson?
I don't know.
I mean, come on.
So
Why didn't she just use her widow sting?
Yeah, it was kind of
Well,
like
she
fake
did later
taxi.
on.
Yeah.
So Jonathan Glazer, the director, he has been wanting to adapt this for a very long time. It's an I don't calling it an adaptation is probably not the right word. Probably inspired by Mikhail
Yeah.
Faber's novel Under the Skin of the same name from
That's what it sounds
2000.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds pretty far off. Yeah.
Yep, I haven't read it, so I can't speak to that. But just from everything that I've read, so he basically wanted to start making it right after his debut film, Sexy Beast, and he just didn't get it going. It took a while, and basically he hasn't made a film in about 10 years. Like he's really like literally been working on.
I thought there was one after Sexy Beast anyway.
He made.
Oh
Sexy
no,
Beast.
there was. That's when he started to start adapting it.
That's my fucking joint.
But he did Sexy
Yeah.
Beast,
One
and
of
he,
us, like something to have to do with like abortions or something.
Birth. He did a
Birth.
movie called
Okay.
Birth. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
And so this is the first thing since 2004 when Birth came out that he's released. So
That's a gap, isn't it?
yep.
What else have we been doing during that time? I'm not seeing a whole hell of a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, apparently there was one iteration of this where there's a version of the script where Brad Pitt was going to be cast as like a husband character.
Okay.
But
What?
that
A husband to who?
I don't know.
Interesting. Okay.
It says he and co-writer Walter Campbell initially produced a script about two aliens disguised as farmers, with Brad Pitt cast as the husband.
Okay,
So
so
I
Oh,
he
okay.
would have been
All
the
right, so-
equivalent of the bad man.
yeah.
Yeah.
But apparently progress was slow on that, and it says Glazer eventually decided to make a film that represented an alien perspective of the human world and focused only on the female character.
That's because
Yeah.
Brad Pitt didn't want to walk around with an erect penis the entire time.
Exactly.
I can't say I blame him.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do. Film that for a CryptoCast.
I don't know.
The last thing you want to do is compare your junk to a cryptid, man.
He gets to go.
Seldom seen. Everybody thinks it's actually a myth.
No, at full power, you can turn the camera on.
He gets to go home with Angelina Jolie, and he's making a movie with Scarlett Johansson. I very much bet he'd be walking around fully erect the whole time anyway.
Oh, no, at that point, I mean, it's Brad Pitt, and he's been Brad Pitt for the past 20 years. Everything you could possibly do, he's probably done.
No.
So, yeah.
But he was
Come
Brad
on.
Pitt before he was Brad Pitt. And probably
no,
still
no,
got
no.
some.
I think he's one of those guys that's just seen too much.
No
man.
way.
Yeah.
Like you see
You
those.
start talking about his sex life, and he's going to drop the whole Tears in the Rain monologue from Blade Runner. I have seen things.
Yeah, he's
to
no
people.
Jake the Snake Roberts, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure like he's got Johnny Depp stories.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
I just generally assume that when you reach a certain level of celebrity, you've done terrible, foul things on the regular. And yeah,
We're fucking trying, man.
that's where it's at, man.
Number one on the top 10 podcasts.
You see,
I don't know.
I'm just dragging you down.
I was like,
Every
honey,
word I say drops you a step.
honey, we're on the number one on the top 10 podcasts. I have to go out tonight.
Yeah, listen to this.
we, I don't know. You'd hear the commercials where it's like, oh, if an erection lasts more than 8 hours, like I'm on like 35 years. I'm not sure if I should go to the hospital or not.
Yeah. It's like taking two and they steal your ex-wife. What's the fucking problem?
What?
I have no idea
I
what
have
you're
no
talking
idea.
about. Yeah.
No,
Let's
if
just
they,
go with it.
you know, once again, having an erection that lasts for a long time, what's the problem? Taking two with Liam Neeson, the Europeans steal your ex-wife.
Oh, okay.
What's
got
the
it
fucking
now.
problem?
I understand.
It's like, good luck. You fucking deal with her. Right?
Oh,
Tiny, you
take
got a
it
wife. If it takes a turn and it becomes an ex, what's the problem when European terrorists take her? I would have
Yeah,
a
I know.
snack.
Is that the plot of Taken 2?
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
we have your ex-wife. I would be like, well, you know what? Good luck. Fucking, you pay the alimony. I'm going to have a smoke and a Heineken.
That's why you're not Liam Nielsen, sir.
Oh, well, I'm no.
No, he is Liam Nielsen. He's not Liam Neeson.
Damn you, Liam Nielsen. Stop watching bullshit.
Stop taking our shows.
Yeah, the Nielsen rating.
Yeah, gigs.
Oh, we got Rocky hanging out too.
Oh, Snoop.
Oh, Snoop.
What does he say?
In the end, just before his last breath on his deathbed, we find out Brad Pitt is Kaiser Soze.
I can see it.
That'd be
Yep.
outrageous.
All right, let's get into this movie.
I bet you Angelina Jolie is
Jesus.
filthy.
I think
though.
we're already in the movie. But
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did you ever see Hackers?
So, yes.
yes.
So we talked a little bit about the what
Did
it
you
took.
say haggis? Did you ask if we ever ate haggis?
Yes, it's exactly what he asked.
All right.
Half-hearted peddler of
Now swallow.
haggis.
Stop laughing. Swallow.
Oh,
It is Tuesday.
The audio listeners just have no idea what's going on, but I assure you it's hilarious.
So, all right, we're gonna let me get to the synopsis. Finally, a mysterious woman seduces lonely men in the evening hours in Scotland. Events lead her to begin a process of self-discovery.
That is definitely one way to put this film.
Yep,
Wow. That's it.
that's it. That's all you get.
That's all you get.
So,
Do they really think that that they're not spoiling anything by not saying what she is? Like, is it really that big of a leap of intuition that you like?
Apparently,
Can't
there's
just
some
put
there
it
was
in
some
the summary?
ambiguity. I mean, I've talked to people that had no idea what this movie was about.
Wow,
yeah,
okay.
I guess it's like Contracted. Not everyone knows she's a zombie.
Exactly.
It wasn't
She may
obvious.
not
It was
be.
fucking weird.
She may just have a really good exfoliator.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, this is going to be a tough one. Does anyone want to lead this review here? Dynamo, you want to lead this one?
No, thank you.
Okay, I guess I will.
I got something.
Oh, yeah, Ravenshadow?
No.
Really, I cannot fucking wait to hear what you guys
Oh, Nomura just called out your double gulp.
What?
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Let's
Double gulp.
show it off. It's amazing we're not sponsored by them yet. All right, Ravenshadow, go.
All right. I completely forgot Johnny's synopsis, whether on air or in studio last week. All I knew that this was a flick with Scarlett Johansson, and she might possibly gear down. So I'm watching this with Wife and Shadow.
Oh boy, Dave movie right here.
We're like 20 minutes in, and my first thought is that it was a weird, like, who's the motherfucker that rapes girls?
What?
Rosemary's Baby.
The devil.
Roman Polanski.
Thank you,
Thank
El
you.
Goro.
Oh my God!
I mean, to be fair, if you're going to describe Roman Polanski, that's a pretty accurate way. World-renowned director sodomizes children. It should be included within there. Continue, sir. I'm on your wavelength.
All right, buckle up, Goro.
Here we go.
So I'm watching
We
that with
killed
Wife
Mars,
and
by the
Shadow.
way.
The kids are out of the house. It's the holidays, and it reminded me
It's all right,
of
sir. It's okay.
Polanski and the motherfucker from Lost Highway.
Why did I
David
let
Lynch.
you do this?
Yeah, okay.
So it was like David Lynch, Lost Highway.
I don't know why you don't let him do it all the time.
No more said Cosby.
Too soon. With like that fake taxi you watch on the interwebs. I thought for a minute that Scarlett Johansson, something horrible happened to her character.
Okay.
Okay.
And it was like a weird, I spit on your grave. Something happened where another girl took her clothes off. She became the other girl, and she
Yeah.
was on a revenge tip. And I thought that she was going after all the
Wait a minute,
Scottish
so
pricks.
You thought she was the same girl that was in the very beginning that she undressed in the White Room?
It was weird because the breasts were smaller and she looked Asian. But the guy like went
I'm
down the
pretty
hill.
sure she was Scottish.
But no, but the guy that went down the hill took the piss.
This is true.
Right.
Came up
Right.
with Scarlett Johansson. They were the undressing, and then she got a car and
Yeah.
went to every single person.
Okay.
And it was like, it's really convenient that she showed up everywhere someone did her wrong. So my
Yeah.
first thought was like a weird like
So
revenge.
how are
tip.
you reconciling the guy she let go?
I don't know.
Okay.
Wait, how far into the movie did you still have that conception?
20 minutes, I think it was?
Yeah, 20
Okay.
minutes. And that was the
20,
point where Wife and
alright,
Shadow was like,
okay.
we better see some breasts soon.
You
And
saw it in like the first 3 minutes, though.
but it wasn't it was might have been Photoshop, it might have been like Lord of the Rings, it might have been
what?
not real.
No, they were literally like dangling and knocking together like a bell clapper.
But they don't we live but brother, CGI. Like I mean
no,
like who was
CGI
you-
is not that sophisticated.
El
that
Goro,
they
who
could
was your girl
imitate
from
breasts. Are you
Machete?
serious?
From Machete?
Yeah.
Which one? Jessica Alba? Or,
Thank you.
Okay.
Fake breasts.
Your
in
girl?
that.
My girl.
Well, I mean, anyone with a Y chromosome.
Yeah, there
but,
you go.
But she had fake a breast scene, and they CGI breasts now. You guys know that?
Well, no, they CGI'd the mist to cover the breast. They didn't actually make a full CGI boob.
No, there's a website I saw that was it was it was fake
No,
nipples.com.
you sure you didn't look at Trick or Treat? Look up Trick or Treat Radio on your phone.
And it's not fair. It's not fair. Like a nipple should be a nipple should be a nipple. You shouldn't have Industrial Light and Magic shouldn't make vaginas.
No, it's the end of it. It's the end of our civilization if they're CGIing breasts.
Yeah. Okay, so when
What's,
the naked
what's
guys
next?
in the
The erect
erection with
penises
the
in this
dark.
movie are CGI too.
I was kind of confused
When did you make a turn on this movie?
when the guy started falling into the ground
Okay.
He didn't
in
fall.
the black liquid.
He didn't fall.
It's just fucking. No one thought this was fucking weird and boring.
No, I mean,
It was like it was the guy that rapes kids mixed
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Johnny's favorite director meets weirdness. Stanley Kubrick, Johnny,
It was weird. It was
It
weird.
was-
but
the
it wasn't-
eyeball,
and I
the
understand
eyeball.
It was like a little surreal,
Little Knight Rider.
no.
but
what?
it wasn't that.
What?
Oh, okay. You know what? I could see the Knight Rider.
Thank you, El Goro.
The Knight Rider was there. I'll give you that.
Knight Rider. Okay.
You know, when they were in the darkness and the red light showed up, there was a little
Yeah.
bit of kit in that,
Yeah,
which is
Yeah,
pretty
it was,
fucked
yeah.
up considering the context. But all right.
it's fucked up that you got that, but sure. But it was a rough 15, 20 minutes.
Nipplegate. Sexy librarian calls out Nipplegate on
Yeah.
CGI breasts.
I mean, what do you guys think?
Why, like-
are you guys on the same page?
How come you like?
I like this one from Rocky.
Yeah.
God damn it, Roman Polanski is raping fabricated tits of Scarlett Johansson's Asian twin.
That's a little outrageous, Rock.
No, it's pretty much what you said.
Is that what I said?
Pretty much.
And
it's just a
previous to
summary.
that, he said, "Holy shit, this took a quick turn to Raven Pedo Street."
I'll tell you this: if I hang out with your wife, I'm not going to watch this movie.
No, she went to
I'm going to
bed.
make a movie.
What was great was, I don't want to talk about it, but as she was going to bed and tapping out, and I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore. They're going to put Doctor Who on. I'm like, no, El Goro's coming in the studio. I got to fucking watch this.
Oh, so you watch it for him?
Yep.
Well, yeah,
I have that power, man. I'm
it's El
sorry.
Goro.
You won't watch it for us or yourself.
You
No,
watch it for the guys that he reviews it with
Yeah.
on the show every
Yeah.
week.
Now I'm just imagining this movie
good,
with the
good.
Doctor Who theme added into it.
you should be in my basement. The wood paneling.
You don't want
In
me
the
in your basement,
70s,
man.
We had. It
I don't
wa-
want to be in your basement.
It wasn't tobacco.
SL says, I mean, at least he watched it?
There you are.
Are you sure?
No, I mean, everything he's saying makes sense from a certain point of view.
And then later
Okay,
on,
Ben Kenobi.
A certain point of view.
Exactly.
and
Many
then
of
later on in the
reviews
movie,
we cling
Scarlett
to depend on
Johansson,
someone's point of view.
Exactly.
Scarlett Johansson picks up Michael Ravenshadow on the way to the grocery store at night in the rain.
Okay, so as the movie went on, did it actually work for you, though? I mean, did you enjoy it?
It
And
sucked
did you?
because it was really frustrating.
Okay.
It wasn't
What
until
time did you watch it? Your wife and Shadow went to bed, so you watched it late, right?
Yeah, I got out. I was at the local shop, so we throw it in around 10 o'clock, and she tapped out. She's like, "There's no breasts here," so she went to bed.
Was she waiting for the breast?
Wait,
Yes.
was she didn't like the full frontal male?
No, she don't like the fucking Scottish people.
Racist.
Well, what gave away the history? But she did a review and on IMDb, and she went and looked on it, and then mentioned.
She left her own?
Well, no, but
Oh.
I don't want to spoiler alert. Don't want me to say what she saw, what she read.
Well, is it going to be a
No,
spoiler alert?
probably not.
It probably is,
Wait till the spoiler alert.
Yeah.
but it involved
Yeah.
potential nudity,
Yeah.
Yeah.
eating humans,
Yeah.
and a discovery. So I'm like, all right, well, let me check it out.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's when I went back downstairs
All right.
Yeah.
and put the candles on.
Right.
Was there a hot pocket involved?
A lot of pixelation. So
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
suspect.
Right.
I'm suspect. I don't know if what I saw was real.
You are a fucking suspect.
You are.
Because there was a great scene in black and orange light
Yeah.
that seemed to really gear down and really get to the root of the matter of what the Black Widow was all about.
Okay.
It means her being naked.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I wonder if it was real.
Of course, it was real.
I
From
don't know.
the interviews I've heard, it was
That
Really?
was her
because she has talked about that that this was a somewhat liberating experience for her.
Yeah.
Because, being an attractive woman like she is, being in Hollywood, there's always a great deal of pressure from a lot of sources to just kind of bear it all because she's an incredibly attractive woman. So just going through and doing it in this context with a director that she very much trusted, for her, she felt there was a great deal of power to that. There was a great deal of agency to that. And especially since this came in the light of those leaked photos that made it onto the internet.
Right.
You have to think that maybe that was, yes, there are Scarlett Johansson leaked photos on the internet.
She got Deadites
you,
tattoo.
well, you have to figure that must have been an incredibly invasive thing for her. So to actually do it on this kind of stage and do it completely in the open without any real, I don't know, there wasn't a whole lot of titillation to her nudity. It was very matter of fact to it.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, and I think it was classy. You know
Yeah,
what I
well,
mean?
It
and
was artful.
There was a kind of boldness to it. So it's like, all right, you sick fuckers want to see me naked? See it in this fucking movie, assholes.
Yeah.
Fucking wait
Yep.
fucking an hour and a half, you pricks. Like fucking wait for it. It's a fucking
Nomori just sent us a video, and I think it was Nomori that sent a video last week that was right on about the that TV show.
Sean Connery, man.
So I need to play this because Nomori took the
You're
time.
gonna rock
So
it in, okay.
You did an interview in which you said, it's not the worst thing to slap a woman now and then. As I remember, you said you don't do it with a clenched fist, it's better to do it with an open hand. Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knowing not.
And
I didn't love that.
I haven't changed my opinion.
You think it's good to slap a woman?
No, I don't think it's good.
my
You don't think it's
God.
bad,
It was- I don't think it's that bad. I think that it depends entirely on the circumstances and if it merits it. Yeah.
What would merit it?
Well, if you have tried everything else, and women are pretty good at this, they can't leave it alone. They don't want to have the last word, and you give them the last word, but they're not happy with the last word. They want to say it again and get into a really provocative situation. Then I think it's absolutely right.
What would...
James Bond, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Jesus.
It took a turn to Baba Wawa.
Oh, shit.
That wasn't real.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's Sean
All right,
Connery,
Sean
folks.
Connery, what a guy.
That guy.
I am the last one.
Rocky says Wolfenstein does not do the Xian Shalong.
Sean Schlong. See, you have to talk like him. You have to turn all your S's into an S-A sound.
Scottish dicks were cute for a minute, says SL.
Nah, they're soaked in peat and scotch. They'll last forever.
Yeah.
And Rocky also says Sean Connery's favorite dance track, Schmack My Back Drop.
That's my joint. Tiny, write that song.
No, I'm not gonna write that song.
Jesus Christ. This
there you go.
is not exciting.
So this movie would have been completely different if she had picked up Sean Connery. It's what we're trying to get at.
Yeah. Well, the guy at the end might have been Sean Connery.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess we'll do. It was so popular last week. I guess we'll do a spoiler section, right?
No one's gonna.
Does everyone
want
to do that?
Fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah, well, we haven't really talked about the movie at all.
I know, not at all.
But I have a feeling that in order to really get into it, we have to be able to talk freely.
Right. And
Yeah, I want to talk spoilers. Definitely.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll do that.
I have a new spoiler sound. You want me to try it out?
Not yet.
Okay.
Wait.
Tell me when.
Yeah, I'll tell you when. So I guess I'll start talking about this movie. I'll do it the complete opposite of Ravenshadow. I thought there's a great opening in this film. I really love the marriage of the music and the visuals right off the bat. Like that was very strong and created a very good tone for the film, I think. And even like the motorcycle cam, I thought was fucking awesome. Just like almost right away, like obviously that's not a super advanced camera technique these days, but it just looked really cool.
Yeah.
And the Foley also in this film was fantastic. I watched it with headphones on, and the sound in it was really great.
It was good, yeah.
And one other thing, I wonder how much of this was guerrilla filmmaking. Like, I wonder if Glazer had, got all the permits and stuff he needed to film in Scotland, because some of it seemed kind of guerrilla style. Like, I know there were secret hidden cameras when Scarlett's character was picking the guys up.
Yeah.
Well, one anecdote I heard, because there was a thing that got on the internet of the clip of her tripping, which happens in the film.
Oh, right.
And then people rushed to her aid.
Yeah.
They were filming that secretly, so I'm pretty sure this was all guerrilla style.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, that's right. I totally forgot about it. I actually wrote a note about that down. Was like wondering like what was up with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
So people coming to her aid, that was legit. It makes you happy that there's good people out there in the real world.
Yeah, absolutely. So this film,
Even these leaked photos are censored. What the fuck is going on in my life?
that's just on your
It's
phone.
the government, man. They installed a V chip on all of your devices.
Yep, they're gonna be coming to Castle Wolfenstein for you.
It's like every picture looks like she got shot in the breast with one of those gotcha paintball guns that we had when we were a little kid.
Let me verify.
Nice.
That's what you do in
Okay,
Google
nice.
image search, and they go with the censored one first.
So this film, basically, when it starts off, Ravenshadow talked a little bit about it, but there's the bad man who is the biker guy, is carrying a body of a woman, carries it to the van, and all of a sudden we cut to see this white room, and Scarlett Johansson's character, who is the female, that's how she's billed, is
More like a white space, really.
Yeah.
Like not even a room.
You're
Just
right, you're right.
Nothing
Dimensions
to it, right?
Yep. Sorry.
No,
I
what's
don't-
interesting about the white room, because she had black hair, it seems like she had no curtains.
Oh.
Boo.
Boo.
So she's
Tiny likes it.
With the
Tiny
beef
likes
curtains.
Jesus Christ, undressing this woman and putting her clothes on.
Yep. And you got to admit, for what this movie was and what these characters were and what that room was meant to represent, just by doing it as a whited out room was brilliant from a budgetary standpoint, because it's easy enough to put that together, but it still sells what they were trying to sell. I'm still trying to be, a little coy about it before we get into the spoiler
I agree,
sections.
though. I think that was a good move.
Yeah. And the budget for this, from what I understand, I think was $13.3 million.
Jesus.
Which
that much?
Yeah, surprisingly, with
special effects, I guess.
Yeah.
There were some good special effects in this movie.
Yeah.
That's like $1 million a cock.
Yeah. And you also got to figure how much of it went to Scarlett Johansson's salary.
True.
Yeah.
12.9 million.
12.9 million.
She's so hot,
and then a bunch of GoPros.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Rock and roll.
And then all the crew members that had to make that baby cry.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? That was bad times.
God.
That was when Wolfenstein really tapped out.
I don't know if that's just me,
was a disturbing scene for
me
me.
as a softie, but anytime there's a movie where it's a kid just crying his eyes out, I always have a hard time watching it.
Well, for me, it was just before that when the woman who and then the husband went after her.
Yeah.
That she went to go save her dog.
Yep.
That was the thing that got me. I didn't care about the kid. I cared about the dog.
I cared about the dog, but I think the kid was just the icing on the shit cake that entire situation was.
I think in the uncut version, the kid gets graphically just mauled by dingoes.
So let me catch up.
Fuck your happiness.
Yeah,
exactly.
Let me catch up to that point. So not too much happens before then, but so Scarlett she gets dressed, takes this woman's clothes, she gets in the van. The bad man on his motorcycle drives off, and she goes driving around town, basically trying to pick up men and get them into her van.
Word.
And she's being very strategic about who she picks up, and asking questions, and I guess making sure there's not too many loose ends. It seemed like
exactly, yeah.
And so she picks up one guy, and then basically as in when we see her undressing the woman in the beginning, there's this white void. Now when she's with the men and seducing them, there's this black void.
And part of me was wondering, it's like, you think they would question that. Then I remembered, it's Scarlett Johansson. We probably wouldn't question that either.
If I knew what was going to happen, I still would have gotten a van.
There's a chance.
Right.
Let me see how this plays out.
Well, and the thing, I mean, maybe this is me being a little ignorant, but the thing we don't know is that what they actually see?
Maybe.
Or is that what we're seeing?
I mean, oh no, this is definitely like a pheromone sort of situation. They're gone.
Yeah.
They're totally gone.
Yep. So, and the guy's following her. She's basically
it's definitely fair Ed Bone.
She's
Hold on,
she's encouraging them.
A lot of groans over there.
Yeah. She's encouraging them, and removing clothing as she goes, and then all of a sudden the guy will start to remove his clothes. His bone steady's rocking in full effect.
Yep.
And then basically starts stepping deeper into this black gook, I guess. I don't know.
Do you think they just gave up? Do you think at some point they're like, we can't have erect penises, and then there's just no way not to be around Scarlett Johansson without a raging hot on?
No, I think they were supposed to.
Yeah, I think they were supposed to for the symbolism that they were going for in this.
Yeah,
right.
Well, I know what's going on under Iron Man's armor and the Hawkeye costume.
I have a feeling we're going to kind of get into that, because this movie, despite the fact there's not a lot of dialogue, I think this movie is saying a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll definitely have to get into that.
Yeah, for sure. So, and then we come along this other one that we were just talking about, where she's on the beach. She finds this guy who is wearing a full wetsuit, and she starts talking to him, and all of a sudden you hear screaming, and he runs off to try to save this person who was going after their dog, because the dog was being pulled out into the waves.
Was it a dog or it was a dog?
It was a dog,
yeah.
and then there was a lady after the dog, and then there was a guy going after the lady.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was a dog.
And then there was a
Yeah.
guy going after the guy, going after the lady, going after the dog.
Yes.
And then the kid tried to go after them all.
No, the
That's
kid
right.
just sat on the beach and cried and made me
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
There's a lot of bad
Actually,
judgment.
and then she
This
went
was
after
like
the
Michael
guy who went
Ravenshado's
after
origin.
the guy who went after the lady who went after the dog.
Yeah. And then, yeah, she went out. Yeah.
So
Got
I think this is sort of
Wow.
a turning point in the movie, though, a little bit. Maybe
Very
not.
much so.
Yeah. So she sees this guy's actions. He just starts running and tries to save this person, and and then when he comes up on shore, he washes up on shore, and she basically hits him on the head with a rock and drags him back to the van
Yeah.
and does what she does.
And then after that, I think it was the guy she picked up in the club.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. The club guy who had seen her in out in the car, and so we get. I'd say probably about half of the film is just the female Scarlett Johansson's character driving
Yeah.
around, picking people up and having interactions with them,
Yeah.
and bringing them to the void, if you will. And
Which sounds boring. But
Yeah.
man, she really. I mean, between between the director and her, they completely carried the idea.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Well, and every time that I started getting disengaged with the cinema verite they were doing with the concealed cameras and the
Yep.
Scottish accents that I could barely understand because these
Oh,
were
yeah.
very
Oh,
thick
brutal.
accents, they would switch to the scenes with the void that were just so strikingly beautiful in mind. The way they
Yeah.
shot those scenes, and it was incredible to look at them.
Did anyone?
It
I
was.
didn't bother, but did anybody watch it with subtitles?
No.
no.
Because it was seriously like, oh, what are you doing? Are you going to?
Part of me was trying to catch the accent, and I could understand a bit of it. And then I think also part of it was a deliberate thing to be kind of disengaged with
Sure.
the film, if only
Right.
just to be
That's a good point.
a little off.
Right, and I also think that the audio on it was intentionally not great too.
Well, and it also puts you in the solidly into perspective of the Scarlett Johansson character,
Right.
Because
Yeah.
she doesn't quite understand humanity as it is,
Right.
So to interact with these guys with these incredibly thick accents, that unless you're from there, you're really not going to be able to follow it.
Yeah.
It puts you in a similar line as her. I mean, I don't know if that was what Glazer was going for, but that's how I interpreted it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's pretty spot on. And so we get that scene, and then the baby, they leave the baby. The baby's just fucking screaming on the beach, and she drags the guy off. And after the point where we get the guy in the club, I think the movie's that's sort of when it sort of changes, I think.
Yeah.
But we get that really surreal scene in I don't know what we call it, in the void, in the muck, the goop, whatever you want to call it.
The
Yeah,
floating
yep.
in nothing.
Yeah. And so
Which was just so fucking awesome.
Oh, man.
Like a real kind of almost like something you might see in the 80s, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Yeah.
just so freaking awesome.
I mean, there was something to that just the way that they filmed these guys floating
Yep.
in nothing, that it almost looked like they weren't actually in water. They were
Yeah.
moving like they were in water,
Right,
but there were no
right.
bubbles, there was no distortion on it. It looked like they were just floating in nothing.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
when the special effects hit, because there is a very good special effects scene,
Yeah.
it was seamless. I mean, it was absolutely seamless.
I didn't like the second phase of that though.
Okay.
When they showed
When
it
it's-
under, yeah,
Okay.
like the submerged.
Well, see,
is
that's
that
what I
fair?
was talking about when they
Yeah,
were
yeah.
when they were floating in nothing, and then you saw the
Yeah.
guy that she clocked over the head with the stone, his transformation.
Yeah, like where it
To me, that was
folded in on itself.
That was an
almost.
absolutely seamless.
It
effect.
did look awesome.
It looked incredible.
But I didn't like. I would have liked it better if when they when they were lured into the spider web, I guess,
Yeah.
and they sank. That was all you saw.
Yeah.
Like I felt like that. I felt like giving it another layer took away from the
Well, to me,
symbolic element of it,
Okay.
which made it be
well,
an actual thing where they didn't give enough. Almost like when we watched Borgman last night, I felt like they just they gave us too much, so they didn't give us enough.
Well, I can see that. I can see that approach. The only reason I would support the way they did it is the only time they saw the guys in the void was when the character was starting her transformation. And she had started on her path to something more where she ended up. So in a sense, we were humanizing these characters. And the one that we began the humanization process with was really the most quote-unquote innocent of her victims. It was the one that was completely unmotivated by sexual desire for her.
Right.
And that's where a lot of the commentary on this film comes to, that it's interesting that it is a female protagonist or female antagonist protagonist stalking these men in much the same way that a male antagonist protagonist would in a traditional film. You know, finding out if they have any loved ones, luring them into their van, luring her into the dark place. It is a gender swap of what we've come to associate with current genre trends. And the guy in the wetsuit that she first grabs, he is the first one that is very innocent because he is not motivated sexually at all. In fact, he's a very altruistic guy, and he's the first person that we see processed in this way. So to me, it was a necessary step because it mirrored also her development as a character and the awakening she had as a character.
Mate.
Okay.
So I think you're right. I think that's where things sort of started to change a little bit.
That
and
was
that's
worse than the Myra school in me. This was bad.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
What'd I do?
So next she goes. What's that?
I tapped out.
Oh, come on, man. You have your opinions. Stick to them. If the movie didn't work for you, that's legit.
Well, no, the movie didn't not necessarily
But if
work
that
for
scene
me. But
didn't
that one
work for you, that's fine.
But I think that now, like much in the end of the
Fucking
Babadook. Like I was like, oh, maybe that is it. Or like the fucking science that Tiny dropped on the guest. Like I was like, oh.
I mean, I could be absolutely full of shit, and Glazer was just like, "Let's show the guys floating." Yeah. But you know,
it is interesting. I still think I would have preferred it better if it just was as is. But it does.
Yeah.
That is a point of view I didn't pick up on though.
that's legit, man.
So next was she goes and picks up this guy. He's going to the grocery store. I don't know what to call him. I don't want to be insensitive.
Fucking 300.
He's got a.
Hey,
I don't know how they
Ravenshadow, can you read Rocky's thing, please?
Holy fuck.
Scroll
That-
down.
Was a heavy stone of knowledge dropped in such a shallow pond. Props. SL Kerplunk. Rocky
Nice.
indeed.
Nice. All
the
right,
motherfucker-
how is that gentleman credited? Because in there,
Yeah,
I don't see a credit on him.
I don't
And
either.
I don't remember the condition that he had.
There's
No one
names
thought
like
he was a flawed Spartan.
All right,
It's
so
actually, hold on.
neurofibromatosis.
yeah, neurofibromatosis.
So actually, before that happened, I don't think the scene is super important, but there's a scene where a kid comes up to her van and just is like yelling gibberish. She opens the window and then he tries to like break the window, and then a whole group of other kids come running and like start banging on the van and stuff. So to me, it seemed like it had something more important to it, but I guess maybe I just didn't process it. Did anyone get anything?
Well, I think one of the things that as she's awakening to more of a quote unquote humanity, she's also transitioning from the role of the predator, and becoming more of a traditional victim, which carries through for the rest of the film if we consider the conclusion of this movie.
Oh, Gore, you're smart.
Oh, come on.
How's that go, Ravenshadow?
He's fucking
Smart.
smart. I think Europeans just run a fucking muck. You know what I mean? Like,
They're a bunch of hooligans?
yeah, you know, like they say Rome wasn't built in a day. I was there back in 2008, and the motherfucker ain't built yet. They're still fucking
All right,
bombed out from World War II. They got fucking flaws.
One question
There's
I
a reason
have.
why our parents left.
all right. One question I have, because it's been a little bit since I've seen this movie.
Go ahead, El Goro.
Where did the scene where the bad man inspects her? He checks her eyes. He goes.
yeah.
Where does that fall in?
I'm pretty sure.
Spoilers, I think. I'd like to talk about that.
Well, no, I think that's right before she goes
where-
and picks up the guy with the face.
I think
Yeah,
it's
okay.
after they process the bodysuit. guy,
Okay,
right?
so it's after her, what I call her emotional transformation. So he's checking.
Yeah.
Okay.
yes, right.
All right.
So there's that scene where he's basically like checking her out, looking in her eyes, and
That's a bad job, huh?
Yeah. What are the hours?
I like this. You look at the sign there. Well, you're putting it on there. Man. You don't let me comment to them. You're supposed to. You have an open mic in this forum. You don't have to put to the chat room, brother.
Thank you, El Goro.
Rocky says you have been El Gored. At that point, she's sort of undergoing a transformation, I guess we could say, and I think it starts to show how, like, at the beginning, she's sort of this cold and calculated killer, I guess, in a way, right?
Yeah.
And then she starts getting some of the better parts of humanity, I guess, in that sense, where she trips, she falls, they help her out. And, you know, we see this altruistic guy who goes and tries to save this drowning person. And so I think in that sense, she's sort of turning a little bit about, or I don't think she's turning, because I think she's just completely cold and sterile. And then all of a sudden she starts maybe has some empathy for what humans are you know, feeling and sort of the compassion that we can have.
Yeah.
So at this point she picks up another guy, and this guy, what is it called, Tiny? Do you have that on the
neurofibromatosis?
Okay, so he looks a little bit like the Elephant Man.
A bit, yeah.
Is the best way that I could describe it to somebody who hasn't seen this film. And
it's worth also mentioning that's not a special effect.
No.
That actor, that's actually his face.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Don't make fun of him, you jerk.
No, but I kind of like.
He had your physique.
You also got to really love him, because there was a casting call for this film for people with that sort of condition.
Wow.
And he was so desperate to make the casting call that he got run over, hit by a cab on his way to it.
My God.
And
Really?
still continued on to try to make it to the thing. So, gotta love the guy. And it was
pretty
weird,
nuts.
Before this movie came out, they were doing interviews with him. And seemed like just this really interesting guy. He's in TV production, and, you know, it's just
Behind the
fucking
curtain.
I would-
bum rap. that
Jesus
he's got.
Christ, Ravenshadow.
Whatever. I would fucking
He's gonna-
contract that to be able to touch Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
I would have elephant. I'd get bit by the elephant.
Well,
man.
and he actually gave her
I'd kill an
advice
elephant.
on he deliberately gave her advice on how she could effectively seduce him.
That's pretty good.
You know, just the little things that she could do.
Because
that
she was
would
trying
actually,
not to throw up.
Because for a gentleman like that, as you know, fucked up as it all is, you know, just the act of touching somebody is enough for him.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of the tragedy of his character comes from.
Yeah. And
That's what makes that scene so fucking incredible too.
yeah,
Oh, definitely.
It's definitely a great scene. And I think the thing about it is it's probably one of the first, if not the first person in his life. I mean, obviously we're talking about the movie, but that saw past it and didn't even bring up what he looked like or anything like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, she mentioned a comment about his hands or something like that. And, you know, like no mention about what he looks like or anything like that. So to this
hung
guy,
like a horse.
oh God, Jesus Christ.
He definitely was, though. Come on.
We're trying to be like intelligent about this, and you just keep piping in about.
I honestly do not remember. Let's go watch
Dynamo
it again.
does though.
It's tough.
No,
yeah.
he had.
Want to pull it up here in studio
That's why
Dynamo
it's-
for you?
That's why his face was so messed up. The gravity was pulling everything down.
Ah.
Yeah, Sandra Bullock called.
What?
Well, when God closes a door, he opens a window.
Jesus.
It's like Daredevil. You're
That is
blind, but
honestly
you're
how
not-
I feel like I look.
What, that?
Yeah.
Well, you have a
Yeah,
very...
that's fair.
Come on.
That's pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got pretty hands. Look at those.
Why don't you touch El Goro? Pull back a stump.
So she brings this guy to her lair, as I guess we'll call it, so to
Yeah.
speak, and you know she starts seducing him. We're in the black void, and then all of a sudden
She can't do it.
she can't do it.
Yep.
She has performance anxiety.
When we don't really
See
know
how you
that
like it.
until all of a sudden. And this is spoilers, right? I mean,
Yeah, I guess we're getting
Well,
into
we're getting
it now.
pretty deep into the movie, but this is it's. I don't think it's necessary. I mean, I guess it is a bit spoilery, but it's not telling. Like, it's something that happens in the movie. We're not like
That's the definition of a
No,
spoiler.
I know,
Well,
but we're not giving away the ending.
I think at this point, because we've deliberately said a plot point and especially as they lead up, there's that big question: is she not? And
Right.
this is a very big crossroads point for her character.
Yeah.
And I think we're in spoiler territory, but
I think so. Why don't we just put the spoiler alert on and we'll just open it up here?
All right.
Can we do that?
You got something, Ton? You got a new sound
I
effect
do.
for me?
I have one that I made. It's not funny, but here's my new sound.
All right.
It's like the sound a robotic clown makes while masturbating.
Exactly.
You should just play that all throughout. So if anybody is trying to fast forward, they can know whether it's spoiler.
I don't
or
know.
not.
After a certain point, I think my head might explode. Listen to that.
I think the SL just named the episode.
Scanners.
Yeah, it's your scanner sound.
What is it?
SL says, seriously, welcome to Cock Talk with the Deadites.
Well, hey, we're usually
Hey, we all got them. We can understand. All right.
most people we're
We've
mostly
had hands-on experience with that for quite some time.
we're mostly accused of being sexist. So
Yeah, we are very
this
sexy.
is the episode where we talk about cock. I guess
It's time to balance the scales.
Yep.
You control the sound bites, but goddamn, if someone jumps on that.
El Goro rolls on. It's all
Yeah,
about
I'm just
the
saying,
cock.
talk without rhythm. Like control, alt, delete some stuff.
So,
exciting.
all right. So we are officially in spoiler territory here. So if you
All right, let's open this clam up.
Whoa.
if you don't want to get spoiled,
Too late.
Yeah. Sorry, it's still too late. But
Stop listening 127 episodes ago.
But you may want to fast forward like 10 minutes because we're gonna have a good 10-minute discussion about some spoilery stuff here.
Yeah. Or if you want some insight as to what the fuck you might be watching, then just listen anyway.
And the truth be told, before I saw this film, I had bits of it spoiled for me. As far as what actually is going on in the plot. So once that was out of the way, I was able to appreciate the film without constantly wondering, what is this movie about?
Yeah, and I think honestly, I think this movie, while it may be good to go in without knowing anything, I don't think it'll hinder your viewing.
Oh no!
If you know a few things about this, so if you are going to see this film and you have intention to see this film, it may not necessarily hurt for you to listen to this portion before seeing it.
Yeah, agreed.
So who's going to kick it off here? The spoilery stuff.
All right. Well, I think it was shortly after that when she let the gentleman go. He ran away naked into his house, and she decided to simply abandon the mission that she had been put on. Because one thing we didn't talk about is when in the zero-G void floating scene, when the man had been completely undone and all of his vital sucked out of him, leaving nothing but a flapping skin suit. The implication was they were processing and harvesting the meat. And if you read some of the background on that, you find out what these creatures actually are. They're aliens, and they're here to harvest humans. That she is the predator out there to lure men into her void. Hey.
Wow.
So that they could harvest meat and transport it back into their home planet because it's a delicacy. Now, this is all from the book. If you don't read the book or read the synopsis from the book, the movie does not tell you this. But
They made a book out of this?
It started out as
They
a
made
book.
a book out of this?
It started out as a book. We talked about that in the beginning.
Yeah.
Really?
It's cliff notes for the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But Under the Skin, the flamethrower.
Yeah,
Under the
yeah.
Skin, the coloring book.
So she lets the guy go. She goes off on her own. The bad man reclaims the guy. So it's implied that even though she let him go, he's still dead. And then she kind of goes through trying to discover these emotions try to parse through the emotions that are awakening within her. As part of the result of that, she hooks up with a guy who actually sees her as more than simply a sex object. And she even has a scene where she starts regarding herself in the mirror, and it's almost sort of an awakening of her own sexuality as more than just a weapon to lure men in.
Yeah. She's looking at herself thinking, I'm almost as hot as Scarlett Johansson.
There
and
you go.
She's like, holy shit.
There you go.
I am Scarlett Johansson.
And then with one failed and sexual encounter later, because she found out that she only has the cosmetic appearance of a woman. She doesn't actually have the internal bits.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. bad
Holy
things happen at the end of the movie, but we can get into that a little
Is
bit
that
more.
what that was about?
That was what it was about.
Yeah.
You're fucking smart, El Goro.
Oh,
I
look,
was.
they
Well, you
started
heard
going,
the sound, right?
Yeah, they started going, and then the guy stopped because he realized, there's something not going. So she gets at the end of the bed, grabs a lamp, starts investigating between her legs.
Saw there was some weirdness. It was okay. I've had those nights. I mean, it wasn't out of the norm.
Yeah, but it's not often a woman runs into that, does it?
I don't want to talk about it, but that's no shit. But that wasn't on the table, so to speak.
What?
It was pretty obvious to me.
I mean,
What did you think?
What do you think
I was
going on there?
confused. I was like, all right.
Did you think it was like our first time?
No, I just thought that didn't enjoy the outcome. Cause and effect.
No. So the implication is that even though she's awakening to being a human being, being a woman, it's impossible for her.
There was
Because
no way. There was no way she was a fucking alien unless
She
you
was.
read
Come
IMDb. There's no
on.
fucking way.
What
How did
about
you
the
not
very
know?
end? What about the very
How did you
end?
not know that was it? I knew it was.
No, because I watched fucking V as a kid,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but up until the V moment,
She took off her skin. She's, she was black, but she wasn't green. That's pretty much V right
no,
there,
she was
man.
like a very Doctor Who villain, fucking
You
with
can't
a
put it
flash
on your fucking
deal
Doctor
with
Who.
and
aliens,
the face
man.
full of like when face full of Scarlett Johansson was looking behind her.
Oh Lord, man! It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. It didn't work. So what did you think she was? Do you think
I was
she
confused, and I went back downstairs when Ravenshadow told me the plot, and she was gonna get naked. I'm like, well, I'm gonna fucking finish this
Okay.
fucking game.
Okay.
And then it played out like the IMD synopsis.
IMD.
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 Those are
it
my
really
initials,
kinda
actually,
didn't,
actually.
though. Like the white room in the beginning,
yeah.
like there was just too much weird shit going on for it to
Yeah.
just be a girl on a mission. Right?
Yeah. No, it does make me wonder because I knew the basic premise of this more than the movie told you. I wonder what it would be like seeing this without any sort.
I didn't.
You
at
will be
all,
fucking
and About
confused.
5 minutes into it, I was like, "Oh, this girl's an alien."
Okay, good. Now, apparently, early
Yep.
on in the film,
Same-
they
same
actually
thing for me,
they-
Ravenshadow.
They did.
I agree,
they did a
too.
shot of space.
There was no
invaders.
doubt in my mind.
You fucking guys thought she was a fucking
You
alien
also didn't
without
see the
reading
weird.
this
You also didn't
synopsis.
see after the guy had her over her shoulder. There was there was like some weird ambiguity going on in the clouds.
There's some weird what?
Ambiguity. Yeah.
I didn't notice that, actually.
Yeah.
There was a freaking spaceship, dude.
Where?
It was subtle. It was subtle. But there was a
Everybody but
spaceship
El
above the
Goro is
building
full
that
of
they dumped
shizer.
her off in. They dumped her off from a spaceship, dude.
Yeah.
didn't see that.
This to be fair, this was a very slow movie.
You were all in cahoots.
But if you missed those moments, those slow moments, for what they were, you missed a lot.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't see, wow, look, there's weird lights above that building. What could that be? If you didn't see that, or if you just like, oh, it's a building, then you missed a lot, like a big piece of the plot. And there was a lot of stuff like that throughout this whole thing.
Yeah.
The ant on her hand, like who that girl was. Ravenshadow, do you have a guess at who the other girl was in the beginning?
I thought she was Asian. I really did.
I think he was Asian.
That's not a
He's
joke.
like, I think
thought
it was Tia Carrera.
It was
What's her
kind of
name?
like a young.
Well,
no,
what the
because
fuck?
it was like she took the clothes off, but the breasts weren't
But you know,
different breasts.
it is actually interesting what you were saying earlier about the idea that that girl being a victim of some sort of rape.
Yeah.
Because
Of some sort of
that
what?
has been one of the interpretations of this movie, that this film is essentially a punishment on men who view women as as nothing but a sexual object.
That was my takeaway, like a weird, like smart. I spit on your grave.
Now, I'm not entirely sure that's completely the thing of it, but there is definitely that element in there.
And I spit on your grave is
Yeah.
kind of not dumb either.
Well, whatever the fuck. It ain't fucking aliens, okay? It ain't fucking
Well,
aliens.
there is aliens in there. It's
And
just
spit in your grave?
not in a nice way. I
Holy shit! This
mean,
changes
that would make the
everything.
movie very different, but
I mean, fuck everyone who's not El Goro. Fuck you.
it's all right, man. It's okay.
I like you, El Goro.
Dude,
How did you not? This is one of those times like the fucking zombie thing. How
Yeah,
did you not
contracted.
know it was an alien?
I thought she had magic powers. Maybe she was a gypsy.
But
Maybe
at
she
the end-
was
But at the
inhuman.
end, you were like, "Oh,
well,
alien
to be fair,
shit.
how many of
I
these
missed
type
that.
movies do you watch? Ones that don't have a strong narrative, ones that are constructed in this way.
He wouldn't watch him if he wasn't on the show.
Do the fucking history.
Okay.
I like. You know what I like?
Well,
You like
and
Doctor Who.
I like Rescue Me with Dennis Leary.
But see, but that's fair because if you're not primed to pick up
Yeah.
on the language that this movie is operating under, it's very possible you're going to miss stuff.
I think you're reaching.
the
I love you, El
exposition
Goro.
of this
I think
movie is
even you're
all
reaching
visual.
on this one.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's reaching at all.
I think he is.
No.
I
The
fucking knew. I told
the
wife
the
and Shadow.
words in this movie are worth almost next to nothing.
Yeah, it's completely visual.
I said these fucks are gonna
Totally
like
visual.
this.
Yep.
It's an interesting way to adapt a novel to do it completely in the language of film, which is simply sequential images.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what did you think of the end, Ravenshadow, when she started shedding her skin?
That was fucking outrageous.
Yeah, but what did you think she
But
was?
You were like, you slapped your forehead and you were like, "Fuck, alien, right?"
Well, no, because
right.
we read the IMDb thing, and I'm like, well, I gotta fucking see how this plays out, and it played out exactly like that.
But
All right,
they
she-
said, and
she
then
got
they
naked.
said, and at the end,
So
she's
what
an
did you think
alien.
she was? That's what I want to know.
Well, it told me.
No, what did you think?
I thought she was. I didn't know what she was. I was confused.
Okay.
But IMDb told me, and
It said IMDb says
said she's an
mysterious.
alien, really?
No, it says
whatever wife and Shadow looked up, so that she geared down,
Oh, I understand.
fucked
Okay,
somebody,
the spoiler
ate human
might be-
flesh, made a run for it, had
Mm-hmm.
lizard skin removed, pulled skin off, and was set on fire.
wow. You knew all that stuff before it happened?
Well, that's what. Like, well, I gotta fucking see how this plays out. And I watched it. And I'm like, oh shit, this really does play out like that, and it kept me in the game.
Yeah. Okay.
But
All right.
I will say, if we consider the ending, it's really kind of a fuck you. Because think about it. It's in the beginning when she is simply a predator. The men cannot hurt her. She preys upon the men.
Yeah.
Right.
However, by transitioning and becoming more
When
human,
she
discovering
when she
femininity,
gains. Yeah.
she becomes a victim.
Yep.
So, what is this movie saying? That to be a woman in our society is to be exploited?
I think so.
Wow, man.
I mean,
that's I can see why they would put up with that, but that's a heavy fucking thing to lay on to somebody.
I think they wanted to flip the coin. I think she doesn't get away scot free. You know what I mean?
Oh,
she
yeah,
does
yeah.
what she does at
Scarlet
the
free.
beginning, and I think once she makes that transition, she has to sort of she is punished for it. The coin is flipped, and now she's the on the other side.
I could see it.
But I think a lot of what this movie had to say too. I mean, look at how many people did she end up really seducing? It was basically 3 people, right?
3, I think there were about 3, 4 if you count the gentleman with the face, and there was the guy that she hit with the brick. So yeah,
Right. So think about how many people she talked to.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And a lot of the conversations ended up just like, "Oh yeah, I can help you get there. I'll show you how to get to the store. I don't want to fuck you." Basically, like
yeah.
I think the motorcycle guys, right? Who I think we understand are like the sort of like chief aliens, whatever, that are sending her out on this grocery run.
If you look at the whole thing that's
Yeah.
going on as like an organism, they're like the like antibodies. They like get rid of like all the bad.
yeah. But they were also checking her to make sure that she was still alien.
They were the supervisors, basically, right?
I almost interpreted them as the muscle, the idea that these were the guys that were keeping an eye on everything to make sure
From
everything was going
a physical
through.
point
But
of view, they were the
supervisors.
bagmen.
Yeah, bagman.
You know?
I can go with that.
Yeah. Okay.
I did like the guy's suit. I kept trying to figure out what that thing on his shoulder blades was. This extra
It
piece.
definitely looked like a pro wrestler's entrance coat.
Yeah, and it made me think. All right, if he's a motorcyclist, that's probably to line up his helmet with his
I think that's
with his
it, yeah.
coat in order to streamline the airflow.
Hmm.
But I'd never seen anything like that, so to me that looked space age.
I'm gonna get one
Yeah.
for my mountain bike.
There you are.
You should definitely. Yeah.
Except I threw my mountain bike at that pickup truck that day, and it's still out in the
when
field.
did we drop a share
I'm
reference?
trying to figure that out.
I know somebody put on Gypsy's Tramps and Thieves, but I don't know if we quite went there.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Don't put that song on, man. I'm gonna start karaoke.
I'm not gonna. Rocky says, "Wow, a share reference. Holy fuck, this night is fucking weird. It looks like I picked a bad night to quit sniffing glue."
When was that?
I don't remember share
remember.
Yeah.
Bust out the Elmas.
Somebody enlighten me on this. I'm missing something.
We might have to turn back time to find out what that
Aw.
Hey, at least Gypsy's Tramps and Thieves was a good Cher song. Come on, man. She was
It's
born on
kind
the
of interesting though
traveling
that with
show.
these. What do you guys want to call them? I call them supervisors.
Yeah, I can go with
Yeah.
supervisor.
the motorcycle guys, whatever. They basically were in charge of this whole operation, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like, they threw her out as bait on a line, basically, right?
Sure. Which sells some of the themes even more, because even in the beginning, when she was subverting our expectations by being a woman or preying on men, she was still following the commands of men.
Yeah, which is very interesting too, definitely. But it's really, I thought it was very, the way that the interactions played out were very interesting. Like they threw her out as bait, and basically we're saying like everybody wants to. I mean, kind of really. Let's be honest, kind of saying everybody wants to fuck Scarlett Johansson, right? Not saying like everybody wants to fuck a sexy woman. Like this is Scarlett Johansson, right?
She is regarded as one of the most attractive women on the earth.
There you go. There you go. So that's the game that they're playing. It's just like, oh, this will be really easy because everybody wants to have sex with this beautiful woman, but it's not. Like she goes out and like most of the majority of the interactions, people are just being nice to her and just being helpful.
And also, when she does pick up the men, it's not like they're being creeping rapists.
Right.
She's offering, they're responding.
She's literally having to seduce them. Like like, oh, I'm just doing this other thing. Oh, well, what do you think of me? Well, yeah, I was just doing this other thing.
But okay,
I was trying to go to work.
and that's why I can't quite totally engage with some of the commentary that's been made in this movie. That it's a comment against men that simply view women as a sexual object, because she had agency in the seduction. It was she was seducing them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yes, they were viewing her as a sexual object, but it's not like they were creeping on her, and it's not like she was setting them up and a rapist came after me. This was people that they had a conversation and she seduced them.
Right. It was like, oh, yeah, a 10 is talking to you.
Yeah.
Let me fucking see how this plays out.
And the only way that you could say that this is a commentary on them is if you embrace a very Puritan approach that says that casual sex is bad.
Right.
And I don't have that approach, so yeah.
No, but in a very like weird, interesting like layer of this subtext, like there is almost like a slasher element to this in the fact. So, and that is like a cemented in trope of the slasher genre that casual sex is bad.
True. But that's the thing. I don't view the men, as some people have talked about this movie, as deserving of their fate, or as a commentary that they were all victims.
Yeah.
Especially the guy that she hit in the head with a rock that was trying to save people.
Yeah.
I mean, the weird thing, with the exception of that scene, like I almost feel like there is a distance to all the action in this, in the same way that like, you watch the nature films of like something getting close to like a flower.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like this, whether it was because it was so the act was so well worn, or like there was just such a lack of understanding of what people were. Like I feel like there was really like a very animal, like not savage animal, but like I think plant like, for some reason, like I kept coming back to plant like when I was watching it. Like, like Scarlett, Johansson is the suckle at the end of the tendril that the small animal lands on in the plant.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, there was definitely something not mammalian about her.
Right.
I
agree.
Yeah.
Well, she had her mammalian protuberances.
She did.
Yeah.
But you got the sense that underneath there was nothing, and we later showed it. There was nothing remotely like us under the skin. Hey, I said the title of the movie.
Titular line. There it is,
we're done.
folks.
We gotta get out of Africa.
I'm just gonna drop the headphones. I'm done. Boom. Now. Boom.
I'm sick of all these Star Wars.
Nice.
Well,
so Ravenshadow, ready for this one?
Hit me.
The girl in the beginning. We got into this a little bit, but the girl in the beginning.
It's the guy from The Guest.
It's the guy from The Guest.
Oh, Snoop has done some plastic surgery. You were all in fucking cahoots. There's no fucking way that it was obvious she was an
let him
alien.
finish.
All right,
Let him
good,
finish.
Good.
Okay,
honey.
the girl in the beginning.
Except for the spaceship.
Okay, that's right. Except for the spaceship. The girl that's laid out dead in the beginning. Okay.
Yeah.
Was the predator alien that they sent out previously? Okay.
Really?
And the tear that drips out of her eye. Okay, is a representation of the fact that she failed in the same way. She became too humanized in the same way. These things don't cry, right? But this girl, the last thing that happens before we cut scene, you see this one tear drip down from her eye. That's a very human reference, right?
I buy it.
You see, I didn't pick that up before.
But did
I'm gonna have to rewatch this.
Did the girl that undressed the girl that undressed Scarlett Johansson became Scarlett Johansson?
No,
Yeah,
no.
it wasn't Scarlett Johansson.
It kind of looked like Scarlett Johansson. It was just another girl.
I think
the
that
breasts
is
were different.
I think that's interesting, Tiny, but I think more so that tear was a legitimate tear of whatever happened to get her to that place. And Scarlett Johansson touching the tear was like the first step of her humanization.
I don't think she touched it. She took an ant off of that girl.
Yeah, she didn't touch the tear.
And
I don't
it
think
may be, and conversely, that may not have been the previous alien predator. However, it was one of two things. Either they were dropping this girl off, right? They were still on the spaceship, in my opinion. They were still on the spaceship when this happened, right? Gore, are you with me on this one?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
So they took the girl to this spaceship. That's why it's all white.
The spaceship that apparently wasn't there because we're in cahoots knowing it was an alien.
There was no
Exactly.
I mean, my interpretation, it was that because the first scenes that we see is, the bad man prowling the streets.
Yeah.
And then he, to me, the way I interpret it is that he just happened to find this girl. And it's like, okay, we can use this.
So what?
Yeah,
he was
but-
pulled over,
but
took
he
a
just, like,
piss,
came
came up with
across
Scarlett
this-
Johansson.
These things
wasn't
definitely
Scarlett Johansson,
knew
though.
These things definitely knew shit that they shouldn't have known.
Oh, sure.
So I guess I'll say it's one of two things. I'm more of the persuasion that it was another seductress that they were using.
Honestly,
But it could-
I like your interpretation more.
But it could be something else. It could be like this is the girl that we found and killed, basically, for you to use as a prototype for what you should look and be like.
Yeah, either way works.
Yeah, well,
Either way
I
works.
like your interpretation more because that would explain why they were so concerned about checking Scarlett Johansson to make sure that she wasn't becoming a human.
That's
And
that's
by
how
the way,
I was reading it. That was how I was reading.
Not
it.
for
And
nothing,
looking
but-
in her eyes and like really only her eyes, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Not for nothing, but ants, right? Like,
Yeah.
I've seen some shit, but that's a dirty bitch if she has ants on her.
Yeah. That's bad times.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like, I saw...
All right, well...
Like, I've walked away having to use a fine-tooth comb.
I get it.
What?
What's
He
that?
pulls over. He goes down the hill, right?
Yeah.
Right.
We don't see what happens. Here's what I think happens.
What's that?
She was already on the run, just like Scarlett Johansson's character was in the end of this movie.
Yeah.
And they fucking caught her. And
There
they
you
fucking
go.
killed her, and they brought her back and said, "Here's your clothes, and here's an
Covered her in
example
ants.
of what's going to happen to you if you go this way."
It could be.
This is what you
Well, moving away
get.
from some of the thematics, I just wanted to talk about that
Yeah.
the last scene of the special effects of the shedding the skin.
And the fire, too.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That was
It was good.
damn good.
This
The
is
fire,
what
yeah.
you
Well,
Yeah.
and you I mean, you got to think that it was a blend between CGI and practical effects, or
That looked
maybe
mostly that
maybe it was just
fi- that
practical.
running
looked practical.
fire effect
Yeah.
looked practical.
Yeah, to me it did.
Well, not the fire effect, but just the shedding of the skin and
That was practical too.
underneath.
No, I'm just-
I felt like that kind
I
of...
mean, the thing is, you could do that practically.
Yeah.
She's really
there,
dead.
there actually was an actress who played
The
Yeah.
black.
the whatever
Alien
you want to call it.
underneath.
Yeah, there was an
I
actress.
feel like the bad guy, like in kind of rapey lumberjack mode, was like
Wearing
was
yellow.
like really a scary character.
Oh yeah.
The way it was,
Yeah.
like
Yep,
you know,
I
like
agree.
when he was
Well, just the fact that he didn't when he transitioned to bad guy, he didn't talk.
no,
That he
Yeah.
was just lust and
Yeah.
evil bastard.
and like I also thought it was interesting in the kind of way that the tropes were switched of the typical kind of slasher or predator type film.
Yeah.
That in a short amount of time she made a lot of mistakes that a victim in a slasher film would make, like
Sure.
like
Yep.
hitting the horn, and you know what I mean, like there was like a lot of those like kind of tropes there too. I really like that a lot.
I wonder in the listing of the cast, there's someone listed as a shadow alien. I imagine that's
Who was playing that?
it is actually a girl from the canal.
Well, it could be. Considering her build, I
Yeah.
would say. Well,
She's
'cause
tiny.
You also remember there was a scene earlier in the film where we did
Right.
actually see the alien
Right.
as they actually appear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that could have been her there, and it could have been her at the end as well.
yeah.
I think. Correct me if you guys think I'm wrong, but I think each
Wrong.
Oh, there.
each one of these places that she goes to has basically an alien in it waiting for a skin. like dropping guy off here, drop a guy off here, drop a guy off here.
That's interesting
and
too.
They just wait until she can process something for them to use.
That's interesting too.
Maybe? I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
But I mean, again, it kind of goes like the more you think about what's going on under that black surface, which for me works best, is just like kind of like a representation of the seduction almost.
Well, that's also something that I didn't consider before. The fact that after they were processed, they left behind the skin.
Yeah,
I didn't even make the connection that maybe they were then using those skins to then put over the
Habitate
aliens
the world,
to allow them to further
Yeah,
infiltrate.
I think that you didn't think all the motorcycle guys were the same black aliens.
Well, I assumed it was the same guy. I didn't assume that they all looked the same.
I thought there was two of them.
There were a couple. There was one
yeah.
scene when they started looking for her that there was like 3 motorcycle guys together.
Oh, see, and that's how many victims she processed.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Huh.
I like it.
Yeah, it's real. Like
then again, it's been like 2 weeks since I've seen this movie.
Where the fuck are they getting these motorcycles anyway?
They built.
And why are they just driving motorcycles?
Because they're cool.
They're cool.
So we need to wrap up and head to the verdict in just a second.
There's a lot more to talk about here.
I know.
Yeah, man. This is a very deep one.
I want to.
We didn't even talk. I mean, it's obvious what's going on, but we didn't even talk about that scene with the mirror where she's looking in the mirror. Not the nude.
No, we
but
did.
Later
Goro,
on, where she looks at herself after she lets the guy go.
Yeah.
El Goro talked about it a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
If that was really her,
That was.
It was.
Come on. It was her.
Jesus.
it was near perfect.
Not that scene, though. Not that scene. The scene.
No,
where
but
she's
everything-
in the dirty
everything-
why do
mirror.
you just assume that
All right,
people don't get naked anymore?
According to
Because I'm
Scarlett
suspect.
Johansson, and yes, this could be a work.
You
This is
are
Hollywood
a
we're
miserable
dealing
son
with.
of a bitch.
You have no idea.
According to her, it was her.
That's good. God bless.
And also, and to me, I think that one of the things that definitely helps sell that is that when you see Scarlett Johansson completely naked, she's not flawless. She's a human fucking being.
She's perfect in her imperfection.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Was you getting that on a fortune cookie?
Yeah. Well,
Did you get a little misty-eyed at the
I
end of
did.
that?
I was a little.
and
She's perfect in her. You sound like, what's this fucking-
You sound like Bobcat
Bobcat
Goldthwait.
Goldthwait.
and I will say that's why in this movie, despite the fact that Scarlett Johansson is absolutely gorgeous, and despite the fact that she ends up very naked in this movie, I didn't find this movie titillating whatsoever.
Yeah.
I mean, there was nothing sexual to me outside of the scene where she was actually having sex with that guy.
Yeah.
That that felt at all erotic or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was all very clinical before that, and to me, that just seeing somebody naked under that context, that's not enough for me. But then, as soon as they start actually becoming legitimately erotic, that she starts discovering an erotic aspect of herself, it's completely taken away from her when she realizes that she can't do it.
Right.
If you haven't seen this movie and you're still listening to this point,
Yeah.
you're in for a scene.
I just want to point out, because she said it like 15 minutes ago, but SL said Ravenshadow said he thought Scarlett Johansson was a gypsy. So that's where the share thing came from.
Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. I got
Yep.
it.
There you go.
Oh, I see.
And Rocky says, holy fuck, I need to watch this tomorrow. There is some heavy fucking explanations popping tonight. So is there anything else we need to discuss before we head to a verdict? There's a ton we can talk about, but is there anything that bears further discussion?
Well, I have a question.
Sure.
Tiny, as a musician yourself, what did you think of the soundtrack on this?
I thought it was good. One thing I liked about the soundtrack, I listened on headphones, and one thing I liked about the score, I guess, was they kept it super fucking simple. They had basically one theme, right? That played whenever she was hunting, essentially, or whenever she was in that mode. And there was very, very little variation to the score.
Yeah.
And I think for what they were doing with this movie, it worked great. Like, it was very, very interesting.
Yeah, there were bits of it that reminded me of the soundtrack to There Will Be Blood. It's
Yeah,
kind of
sure.
that
I
weird
can see that.
ambient shrill stuff.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, kind of like deliberately grating, but thematic at the same time.
Sure.
Yeah, it was good. I think it was successful for what they were trying to pull off in here. That was deliberately minimal, but I think it worked.
And this was the score, just a note about that, it was written by Micah Levy, who is known by her stage name as Mikachu, or I don't know if it's Mikachu.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Mikachu just 'cause it sounds like Pikachu.
Exactly. But MICA looks like Micah to me, but I guess it's Mika Levy.
Okay.
And she is a classically trained musician. She's pretty young. She's 26. And I don't know what Mikachu, what kind of music they perform. It's Mikachu and the Shapes. But this was her first score. I guess they sought her out specifically to do this score, and she won a couple awards for it in in some of the festivals and stuff like that. So I thought it created a great tone. It definitely fit well, and it was interesting. I read an interview about how she scored it. I don't remember too much about it, but I remember she said something of like she saw she basically was looking at Scarlett Johansson's face and started scoring of based on her face and her expressions and stuff like that. I'm sure there's something more exciting than that I'm just not remembering. But but yeah, I mean it's effective. It's there's certainly not a ton to it, but I think it's a very effective score for what it needed.
I think that's the right word for it. Effective. I wouldn't say it's the most fantastic score I've ever heard. I wouldn't say I'm going to throw it on in the background at a freaking party or something. But, but for what it was trying to do, I think it was very successful.
Yeah, and there was even some scenes where there was something sort of important going on. I remember actually toward the end when the black smoke was coming up when she was when she was burning, and there was no sound or no music, I should say. So there's a couple scenes. It was very minimalistic. This film altogether, dialogue, music. A lot of things were very minimalistic. So, I think that it worked well, and the score was effective when it was used, and I don't think it overdid it. So, anything else we need to discuss? All right. Well, if anything comes up, we can do it during the verdict. But let's go to that.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right.
Fucking guy.
It is verdict time. So, I don't know who we're going to start with. Ravenshadow, you kicked us off. Why don't you go ahead and give us your verdict?
All y'all motherfuckers are in cahoots. You went to you went to dinner at Moe's without me.
Yep.
And you texted Tiny, and you all came up with these machinations of alien invasions, and I watched this blind.
So what was happening instead if it wasn't aliens?
It was gypsies.
No, it was, apparently it was aliens, but I didn't read the script.
How did you not see that?
That was no, sir.
Seriously,
no,
this
listen.
is like you sound like MonsterZero.
Wait,
No.
what the fuck kind of gypsy leads a guy into
Into a black void.
I don't know. Maybe she's fucking did backwards spells.
You're in cahoots with brain damage.
I don't know what gypsies do. They run amok. Listen, I was in Italy, and they did a scam where gypsies would throw babies at you, and when you go to catch them, they would fucking jack you up like fucking Total Elimination, like your boy over here. Okay? And that's fucking real talk. So I don't know what they do.
What boy?
You.
I don't even know.
What you just said cannot possibly be true.
I was only.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's
I was
true.
only half of Total Elimination.
The other boys on the phone.
How should I Google search that? Should I do gypsies?
Google
throwing
gypsies
babies, or
running
should I do
amok
total elimination?
in
Never
bus
given a
station.
fuck.
Okay.
All right.
But what did you think about it? Put aside all the politics, man.
All right.
And all her feelings.
I was
treat, man.
a little confused.
Okay.
I want to say it's a trick, but if what El Goro's saying, and I trust El Goro, that Scarlett Johansson really geared down,
That's going to be the fucking difference here?
might bump it up
Whoa.
to a treat.
That's going to be the fucking difference.
You know what? It is.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, man, I just spent a year watching Santo movies. You got to take what you can from some of these films. So,
Yeah, so-
if that was enough for you.
Everything else, fucking confusion and garbage. Get to around the 45-minute joint. It's a black and orange scene like a Harley Davidson.
Jesus.
Treat.
Oh, God.
Harley Davidson?
What are you talking about? It's a
their
Harley
colors.
Davidson?
Black and orange.
Thank
that's
you,
their
El
colors.
Goro.
I got,
We should go riding together. Like me and you in the
Are we gonna-
highway.
I'd love to.
Posse?
I fucking love to see you ride. That would be if he'd go 10 miles an hour. We'd be on the fucking ground.
I can get a sidecar. You could drive.
Sidecar.
I'll tell you what,
outrageous.
we'll get a bike, you get a sidecar, you and I will go across the country solving crimes.
Yeah, adventures, mysteries with a lot of
I
rest
tried
stops.
to get Aries and Tiny to build a bike, which were two bikes
Oh, yeah.
connected by a sidecar. And I ride in the
That'd be
middle.
fun. We'll go to Canada.
Oh boy.
Go to
How
Canada.
did you not know? Like, I'm looking at the opening scene right now.
Fuck you. Fuck you that you think. No, it's not aliens.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
yeah. It's all right.
Have you ever
I
seen?
mean, okay, the baby.
The only
I'm looking
excuse
at the-
were you getting like a beach while this opening scene was happening.
One should hope. I mean, that's true of us all.
No.
Right.
No.
Are we seriously going to watch the opening scene?
yeah,
Yeah.
let's watch.
Eh,
Let's watch the
yeah,
whole movie.
Yeah.
No,
so
all
you
right.
get a little throwback, little like your boys from Canon and Vestron or Astron.
Talk into the
whatever.
mic, Raven Shadow.
I feel I am. And that's kind of like a throwback, so I'm kind of with this. And
Okay.
I have.
So
I
you're
have.
looking at that
Skip
white
ahead.
scene right now.
Okay,
over
yeah,
there, right?
whole lot of black.
That screams Gypsy to you.
No, I
Screams
mean,
Gypsy, right? That's what you read in that.
no. I
You're
mean,
like, oh, look at these gypsies doing gypsy stuff right now. in this
It's
huge
only a matter of
white
time
reflective
before
room.
Scarlett Johansson's gonna throw a baby.
Throw a baby.
you weren't there,
Okay,
man. They
so
were in the
we-
bus.
we got the
All
white light.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, here's a baby Jesus.
Okay.
Like, and this was.
the play-by-play. I love
Yeah,
this.
it's and then like.
What's this?
All right,
Is this gypsy shit?
This is like society. No, this
All right, let's end this, man. No,
Right.
I do
Oh
think
my
as a
God.
special episode, you really should have him record a commentary. From this. I personally think it would be awesome, man.
Would that be worth a couple bucks?
I would pay $1 to see that.
All right.
Quote the RoboCop, I'd buy that for $1. It could be an entire series. Ravenshadow and MonsterZero.
So how are you not
do
seeing this-
commentaries on the hits?
How are you not seeing the spaceship right now?
well,
That looks like an egg, you know? It's like
yeah, it's like,
fertilization of.
I feel
Actually,
like I'm like a fucking at a Pink Floyd show in the '90s. A pig, it's coming. Like this is
In
why
space.
stop doing acid. Thank you.
Wolfie, forward to the scene where the spaceship is over the building.
No, it's an eyeball. It's an eye exam.
Where-
That's on
No,
Lincoln
that-
Street,
that-
retina.
Where was that, Tiny?
It's after she takes the clothes from
Clothes.
the body and stuff like that.
Okay, so there's that and forward.
It's a cave. Throw the rope.
That's in. All right, so
Okay.
we gotta go to a city
There's
scene.
a big white room. There's a spaceship, a gypsy spaceship, and
No, it's after the big white room.
Oh, here's the body.
after the white room. Yeah.
Okay, so then we
Whoa,
have.
whoa, whoa! Let's go back.
No, we're not going slow.
Rewind.
I think you went too far.
Yeah, shit.
The other.
Okay, there it is, right there.
What's that, Raven Shadow?
That is lights above a building.
No, it's a nice.
What is that?
It's
Do you
nice
think there's a special
townhouse.
concert and they got freaking spotlights?
I mean, it could be.
Yeah, I mean,
in Scotland, this old abandoned.
well, who the fuck goes to Scotland? Who knows what they have?
There's an
Scottish
underground
people.
rave. They got spotlights.
It's like up on Baleo. It's a weird gypsy rave.
Just remember, man, this podcast is worldwide. You're alienating potential listeners.
shit.
Oh,
Is
he
it
does.
ants?
He does that on an hourly basis.
All right, there it is. Yeah.
What's that?
You're even alienating
That's
aliens at
the
this
Dark
point.
Tower from Stephen King. Was the gunslinger?
All right, trick or treat, man.
Yeah.
All right. No, it's you guys. You all fucking running amok and you're in cahoots. But if that really is Scarlett Johansson's naked treat,
Okay.
All right, El Goro.
Okay. Well,
you're gonna fucking embarrass me in front of fucking
Please
Goro in this movie?
embarrass him.
this would be a hard movie to recommend to a lot of people because, as we've established before, it is deliberately anti-narrative. The only way that you're really going to get a large amount from this film is if you're keyed in enough with the visuals and willing to engage with it on that level. If you're somebody that wants a more traditional narrative experience, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, let's be fair, this is not a film for everybody. Then you're not going to find something to enjoy in this. Myself, the combination of a lot of the very striking imagery as well as what was suggested and the ideas that it presented that led to this fine conversation right here was enough to really make me think that this movie was a treat. So,
All right,
top marks to it.
Dynamo.
It took me about 24 hours to come to grips with this movie. In fact, I sat up and I'm glad I watched it. I watched it Sunday night after I got home from get the Wolfie doll away from me. I watched it Sunday night after I got home from watching the year-end special and was kind of cranky about movies. But because it was may or may not have been on Netflix, on YouTube, I was able to watch it again, and kind of like after being able to think about some of the things that really did strike me. This film illustrates kind of the sweet spot for me with this type of film. Why I love, say, Jodorowsky, because Jodorowsky will make a very surrealist genre film, but not swing his cock too much. Like I love a level of like.
There's lots of that in this film.
Yeah. I love when a movie is surreal, but like doesn't like the Congress was screaming messages in my face the whole time from the minute it turned into an animated film. This movie, like Beyond the Black Rainbow and a lot of contemporary films in kind of this weird A Field in England, this weird like contemporary like Children of Kubrick subgenre, like gave me a lot to think about and rewarded me on second viewing and third and a half viewing. Because there was like more and more going on. I will say it didn't take the second or third and a half viewing to fucking figure out that it was a spaceship and they're aliens. But I think that this is a neat little film. I liked the score a lot. But I don't know if it's my buddy David Harris was saying he hasn't listens to it all the time. I'm not sure if that would be an enjoyable thing. There's a lot of shrill sounds in it and stuff like that.
Who's David Harris?
Brian Harris. I'm sorry. Yeah, David Harris is
Richard Harris
is the voice of the Incredible Hulk on Marvel's Avengers. But yeah, so I think that I would recommend this if you're a Dynamo Mars or a CDR who likes their surreal stuff with a little bit of like, dipped in genre and like likes it loose and likes it to like ask you questions.
Don't touch that one.
We're
never gonna get out of here.
This is a neat little movie, and I think it's a treat.
Nice.
All right, how about you, Tommy?
Yeah, I thought this was great. I watched it late at night, and I thought for sure because of the pacing of this movie, which was just expertly done. I thought. I mean, there were some choices made about the pacing of this movie that were just so
fine,
so elated.
I was so elated, so kind of bold. Like the scene where she was doing the cake, just picking up.
Yeah.
It was like fucking 40 seconds to get it to her mouth or something. Like really, really bold pacing choices. But I mean, it just sucked you into it. Like if you were 10 minutes into it and you had these little kind of anchor points, where something's happening, then these other like slowly paced moments, were just slowed down. It just slowed you down with it. You know what I mean? You were in for the ride. At least I was just totally in for that ride, and I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. Not even when there was lights above the apartment building, which was obviously a spaceship.
Oh boy.
So yeah, I thought the soundtrack fit this movie perfectly. Like I said, I didn't think it was the super like greatest thing to write home about, but as far as whether it worked for this movie or not, I think it was great. Scarlett Johansson's acting was phenomenal. Babies getting thrown at people overseas is phenomenal.
Oh Lord.
The hidden camera shots of her, questioning these guys or seducing these guys, I thought it came across as really great too. Very realistic, obviously. In the scene with the other guy, I feel disrespectful not mentioning his name. It's what do they call him in this movie? He's definitely credited. And I just had his blog page open.
The guy
anyway,
with the face.
that guy, his acting was phenomenal in this too. I mean, talk about engaging. You know what I mean? Even his, walking into the getting ready to walk into the goop when he was basically saying, "Dreaming, I'm dreaming." Like it's like the way that he got his stuff across. It wasn't like, I must be dreaming. This is too good to be true. I think he just said dream, like dream.
Yeah,
you know,
I think
like
it was,
this is a dream, and she like was right there with him. Like it just, I don't know. There were certain scenes that there was certain acting in this movie that carried this movie so well. Just it just made it a beautiful film to watch. Definitely a treat.
Ravenshadow, you read those last two comments in the chat room for me, please.
From the SL, surreal loose cock swinging in your face. Buddy Rock says, alien gypsy plant boobs. I hear you, SL. It's got depth. It's exciting.
I don't know if we're doing a good enough job selling this movie.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think we had a lot of hits on iTunes tomorrow.
All right, I think this film was absolutely gorgeous. We haven't really talked too much about the way it was shot, but some of the locations were just fantastic. Like I love the scene at the end when she's in the forest. Like that was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Some of the way, just the way some of the shots were framed were almost
beautiful.
flawless.
It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
And
people reflectively lit on black is very challenging.
Oh,
like
yeah.
making that environment disappear. I mean, I've done lighting and I do, photographic lighting. I'm not sure. I understand the idea of how you would have to do it, but man, just what they would had to have put together to make that scene that seamless is impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah. I love how it's able to convey a fairly comprehensible narrative with very little dialogue. I think it's of this show don't tell school of filmmaking, which I'm a fan of. I know it's not everyone's bag, but I enjoy that. And I think the mood that this film sets is just unbelievable. Like it has a very unsettling, uneasy feeling throughout. Mm-hmm. And the subtleties in Scarlett Johansson's performance I thought were pretty incredible, just all the way through, and just these very little subtle things that she does that show how the character changes. The location, score, lighting, photography we discuss are all top notch.
Oh God, the coastal shots of Scotland.
Yes,
oh my
yes.
God, just absolutely fucking breathtaking.
OMG cats.
I think this is a film that's definitely worthy of some of the praise it's been receiving lately, and I definitely think it's going to make you think whether you think it's an alien or not. Maybe Ravenshadow will be pondering that one for a while.
Fucking
but I think this is gonna.
Did you guys wait till after the credits when the baby came flying at the camera?
That's crazy. I can't believe that.
Did you guys notice the note that they left next to the baby on the beach said 4 gypsies?
But this is a film that I think is definitely going to stick with me for a while, and it's one that I'm going to just randomly be thinking like, oh, well, what the fuck? Like, just thinking about. And so for me, it's definitely a treat. This is, a great film. I wonder if this had been included in our year end, where it would have placed.
Way up there.
But now we'll have to wait till next year.
Now it's going to get lost for me like Manborg because I'm going to be confused what year
No,
we watched
Manborg
it.
was definitely 2013.
Yeah, but we recorded the fucking top 10 list before we even did the Manborg show.
You're right, but we had seen Manborg. We watched Manborg before we.
Yeah, but I didn't know where it went.
No, because we recorded on the same day, so we had to watch. You had to have seen Manborg.
No,
I know
it was my number one.
Yeah, it was on his list.
On my list
yeah.
too.
Yeah, but I didn't know.
See, that's the theme. I appear on the show and you forget the movies.
Exactly.
No,
All
I
right.
remember when we watched Manborg, and I remember that we watched it, but like I don't know. I'm going
Was your
back.
memory stolen by gypsies?
You're seriously going back an entire calendar year.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to forget about this one too.
Probably. Well, hopefully you remember the one.
I doubt it.
Hopefully
I'll probably watch this again before the end of 2015. I would say.
I'm gonna watch part of this again.
What part?
Maybe.
The possibly real naked Scarlett Johansson part.
So
I'm going to throw a gypsy at you. Oh, Wolfie put a challenge for me, and I found it.
nope, it's too late.
No, you didn't ask. You never asked.
I said next 20 minutes.
I was there.
Yes.
Coats.
Wait, what was this challenge?
I told him he didn't like the film I was going to pick for this week. That we've had it on our radar for like a long time.
You've had it on your radar.
Nope.
No one
on
else wants to watch this.
So I told him that if he could come up with something in the next 20 minutes, this was like hours ago.
Yeah.
That I would consider it, but
It's not
he
even
never
worth
came
it
up with
because
anything.
it can't be like it was a last year movie, so it won't be on the list. Like,
So next week, we are going to review, this is on Netflix, folks. It just popped up on Netflix about a month ago. So we're going to review The Strange Color of Your Body's Tears.
Is it about fucking aliens?
You got the French title of it right there?
Wait, this, and then that, huh? Wow.
Yeah. Yep. We're starting the off
present
right.
for this one. Good luck, gents.
Yeah, wow.
I did see this film already. I saw it in the theater with Professor J. This film is directed by, I'm probably going to screw up their names, but Helene Catet and Bruno Forzani. And they had also worked together on Amer, which came out a few years ago. And it's sort of like I guess Neo Giallo is potentially the way to describe it.
Yeah.
Very, it is similar. It shares some things in common with Under the Skin, I think.
Yeah.
In terms of narrative, but
it doesn't have words in common though, does it?
This one will be an interesting one, and I think it's a good movie to review for the return of the one and only MonsterZero.
Oh,
he'll be making his.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
Harry Carey is on here.
He'll be making his triumphant return.
Remember how much we liked
if you
13
could say
Assassins?
If you could say that director's name right, I might consider it.
Remember how much we like 13 Assassins?
I do.
Yes.
I do. I like Takashi Miike.
Miike. You Babadook.
You said it right?
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Got it, man.
All right. So with MonsterZero next week, we'll be reviewing The Strange Color of Your Body's Tears.
It's not on my
It is on Netflix. So go ahead and add it to your queue and give it a watch and let us know what you think if you want to join in on the discussion. Now we need to take a break. Because man, that was our longest review ever. Seriously, we did like an hour and 50 minutes.
That was the longest review?
Almost 2 hours.
I'm
on
sorry.
That. No. I'm glad we didn't queue up another film to watch this week. So we'll be back. We're just going to shoot the shit with El Goro for a little bit
by the
longer
way,
and then do some feedback.
Netflix thinks I'm going to give it 2.5 stars.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Perfect. So you don't have to review it. You can miss the show.
And
All right.
we're done.
We'll be right back to talk and close things up here.
One dark and stormy night in the mid-'80s, Joe Bob Briggs, Harlan Ellison, and the ghost of El Santo pulled a train on Elvira while Siskel and Ebert sobbingly masturbated in the corner. From that union arose the greatest movie critic and luchador that ever lived. But we're not going to talk about him. He's kind of a dick. Instead, we're going to talk about me, El Goro, the stuttering movie fan and host of the Talk Without Rhythm podcast. Every week on Talk Without Rhythm, I discuss 2 to 3 movies tangentially tied together by a theme. I cover action.
I'm the most complete fighter in the world.
Sci-fi.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Horror.
Oh, no tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
And the continuing adventures of James Spader, sexual deviant.
You're not worried that I'm going to fuck you, are you? I'm not interested in that, not in the least. Now pull up your skirt.
So check me out at twrpodcast.blogspot.com, drunkenzombie.com, or subscribe on iTunes. Talk Without Rhythm, the only podcast that will not attract the world. Adios!
Hello, darlings. It's your favorite whiskey-drinking, litigious, singing, dancing fantasy girl. Want to reach out to me and the world's greatest monster-hunting multimedia organization, the Deadites? Log on to Facebook.com/The Deadites. It's got all the info you need to follow the world's greatest monster hunting band, like live appearances, info on your favorite Deadite, music, and all the links you need to our new weekly multimedia and all our side endeavors. Too many letters on Facebook? That's okay, sugar. Just follow us on Instagram and Twitter @The Deadites. Hope to see you soon, and we'll leave the lights off.
right, we returned, or some of us have, anyways.
I never had to pee that bad before in my life.
Ever?
No, if I had, I would have peed. Like if I was home and had to pee that bad, I just would have peed.
What, on the floor?
No, just in my pants.
I got to admit, in like the last 20 minutes, there was a certain
tough.
desperation to my voice.
Yeah.
That's what happens when we go an hour and 50 minutes.
Oh, what also happens with the beer I'm drinking, man? It's right through me.
So we're trickling back into studio here. Raven Balls will be coming in a second.
Stinky ball.
I have to say, looking...
Don't say Raven Balls will be coming in a second.
I have to
That's not
say,
good.
looking at XSplit while we're doing the show here and seeing him walk in, El Goro, for a half a second, looked like
Ares.
Ares, yes.
Yeah. I was thinking that at one point. Like, that would be a Titanic team up.
There you go.
Yeah.
I got to beat the Zares guy.
Yeah. Do you know sell people's finishing moves?
He would. So look at this El Goro. We got the little
man.
art right up there.
Yeah, I like that logo.
We'll fill it up. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, man.
So while we wait for Ravenshadow, let's talk a little bit about you.
All right, man.
So
Lay it on me.
El Goro is
I like long walks on the beach.
Yeah, man.
El Goro is the host of Talk Without Rhythm, and we've hung out with El Goro a couple times. We just did recently. We talked about Death Warriors.
Death Warriors. Death Warriors and Kung Fu Zombie.
And Kung Fu Zombie, yeah.
And what Santo movie did we do?
The Bermuda Triangle one.
Yeah.
You know what's funny
Sergio
about
and
that?
Bermudas, I think it was.
I can't believe I didn't tell Johnny this. So I was going through my backlog of like DVDs, the stuff that like the pile that gets bigger and bigger as I get more Blu-rays. It goes into this back room, and I was like, oh my god, my special lady friend must have accidentally stuck Johnny's movie in the middle of all these other movies. So I pulled out that Santo movie and went to put it back where Johnny's movie was, and I also already had that film and didn't know.
Nice. Nice.
It's funny. So, El Goro, you just had episode 250.
250, man. 250. I mean,
That's a fucking milestone.
Yeah, we're coming up on 5 years.
You're old.
Yeah. Which is funny because I'm not.
No, you're younger than any of us here.
Yeah, I think so.
Dynamo's like 300 years old now.
That's true. Immortal.
I feel 500 years old.
In the chat room, SL says, "Oh my God, the amount of shouty anger that will be next week's episode. Oh, I can't wait. I either hope he hates it a lot or he really likes it and has to suck it up and admit that."
Is she talking about me?
Of course she is.
Let's give you some suck it up. Get you a librarian.
Tiny, what was that link you posted in the chat room?
Dewey Decimal System.
That was a link to information about the baby throwing scam that Ravenshadow was referring to.
Baby thrown at you.
Yeah. So they basically say, actually, let me open it.
It does. It happens a lot in Rome, Italy, and other European capitals, it says.
It says, in order to pickpocket you while in a busy place, a gypsy woman will throw her infant, her apparently actual real infant, at you. After a short introduction, she'll say,
Look at my baby. He is so hungry. Have him for a bit.
This occurs quite often, usually at the Vatican, blah, blah, blah.
See?
While you're getting the baby, a crook will pick your pockets with amazing speed. See, here's the thing. Don't catch the baby.
Oh, you can't not catch the baby.
Don't catch
man.
the baby.
No, you can.
Is it your fault?
Not catch the baby.
How much
I
you want to
can
bet?
definitely not catch the baby.
How much you want to bet that this story is like anti-gypsy propaganda?
Wait,
Yeah, probably.
It says how to avoid. Always keep your cash and wallet in a zipped up chest pocket or in a zipped belt wallet under your wallet
Yeah, and
under
then
your
the fucking
clothes.
baby will take it off you.
How to avoid? Just don't catch the baby, right, Tiny?
That's it. Just don't catch a baby. That's
Babies
the,
bounce,
that's
right?
the moral of that.
I'm
story.
going to tell you right now, in any country, if anyone throws a baby at me and I catch it, my next words are going to be "go long."
I think my play would be like, well, it's mine now. Shit. I have an heir.
Yeah.
How are you going to get that through customs, though?
Air Goro.
Hey, if
I
it's young
love
enough,
babies.
if
Don't
it's
get
young
me
enough,
wrong.
you don't have to pay
I
for his
definitely
ticket.
love
So.
babies.
And then you get to pre-board. So as what I consider, it's
Good.
yeah.
I love babies, but I have to say, if I saw somebody throw their
Toss your
hands up
baby
and
at you.
sidestep a baby coming at them, I'll fucking lose it. I will fucking lose it.
Yeah. I like how on the feed that we have of the logo, that the Deadites logo is almost exactly over the head of my logo.
I just tried to move it so it would be.
Yeah, it's
so I can match it up.
We got to do that.
The much like Cerebus, I think all babies look like Winston Churchill, so I don't think that would work for me.
He was an adorable man. Now I just want to see a baby drunk smoking a cigar. Get the full Winston
If
Churchill
it comes home with
experience.
me, it will be.
So, Goro, where can folks find your podcast, Talk Without Rhythm?
2 places. You can go to the direct site, TWORpodcast.blogspot.com. And I'm also part of the Drunken Zombie Podcasting Network, along with shows like Drunken Zombie, Murph and the Fat Kid, Lord Bloodrov's Nerve-Wracking Auditorium, and that can be found at drunkenzombie.com.
And you are a drunken zombie tonight.
Yeah. I woke up and somebody handed me a shot, so I've been in a perpetual state of inebriation ever since I crossed over the border into Massachusetts.
That's a Ravenshadow's fantasy.
Yes.
Oh, man. I have to start wrestling again.
Why?
I have to come up with some sort of flying knee move that I can call inebriation.
Yes. Yes. You go with the whole drunk gimmick, and yeah, you got it, man.
You've been inebriated.
I'm surprised Beer Money hasn't picked that up yet.
No.
But then again, they're on TNA. They're not good at picking up anything over there.
Nope. Ratings, fans.
Talent, it's a thing.
So everyone go check out Talk Without Rhythm.
Or not, it's all right.
Yeah, or not. I mean, if if that's not your thing, that's cool. But you'll be missing out on
yourself, but
missing out on a good podcast. As demonstrated, El Goro flexed his knowledge tonight. So you get a little bit more of that than you do on here, maybe.
No, you get a lot more stuttering and rambling.
Yeah.
Because when
Who the fuck talks about gypsies? And the
yeah,
epidemic.
only you.
When I have nobody to bounce anything off of, it's just insanity.
Should have Ravenshadow on
Should.
sometime.
Excited. We should call up and hang out, man.
Yeah, we already got 2 members of Trick or Treat Radio on here. You got to come back, come on the show sometime.
I'm a bit behind.
See, and the rule is, man, if you come on the show, you get to pick the movies. So we can find movies that you
Oh,
like.
you were watching fucking Goodfellas.
Watch fucking Goodfellas.
I haven't covered Goodfellas yet. We can talk about Goodfellas.
no.
That's a fucking
Oh,
movie.
no.
I'm a bit behind, but I have I'm like 50% super excited about the show I have queued up of yours because you are reviewing a favorite of mine from the 90s,
What's that?
the director's cut of Nightbreed.
Oh yeah.
And
You might be a little disappointed with that, but all right.
And a Hellraiser sequel that I'm not too awful wild about.
Yeah, well, there's a theme to that episode because it's generally how I will assemble an episode, try to find a theme. But yeah, there is a theme, and you'll find it as you listen. Yeah.
Ooh, all right, so go check out Talk Without Rhythm, everyone. Dynamo,
Yeah, man.
is there anything you want to discuss here for...
Yeah, I don't want to watch that movie next week.
Too bad.
So I got to ask you, because, you did see it in the theater.
Yep.
And you did decide to have it on the show.
Yep.
Do you consider it's a movie that I should go out and watch?
I think... Now, when you say you mean El Goro.
I mean me.
I would recommend it
I
to
don't care
you.
about anybody else.
Nor do I. That's just why I picked it.
Fuck all the little people.
No, I'm not sure how into Giallo or Gialli you
Well,
are.
put it this way. One of my favorite horror films of last year was Barbarian Sound Studio.
Okay.
So, knowing that, would I
Okay.
enjoy this film?
Knowing that, there's always room for Giallo.
Yeah.
If you did enjoy that, I think you'll at least get a little bit out of this film because I think it's gorgeous. I don't want to blow my load, so to speak, too much, but it's a gorgeous film and the narrative is interesting. There's some interesting things going on, so that's why I said that it could be like a I don't know about a spiritual successor to Under the Skin, but maybe at least it has a few things in common with it. But yeah, it's a gorgeous film, and there's some pretty cool stuff going on. So
We are only watching it to irritate me.
I'm looking really quick into the chat, and Rocky is right. Marco Polo is all about 100 Eyes. That fucking guy. I love that guy.
Nice.
yeah, I haven't had a chance to see it yet. You caught a couple episodes of Marco Polo, Tiny?
Yeah, it's pretty good so far. The production values are very high, surprisingly high.
The second episode has naked kung fu.
Ooh, yeah, I read that.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that character was pretty badass too. Like some
Yeah, she was.
some really good, interesting stuff going on.
Yeah.
Was he a real guy?
What, Marco Polo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he invented pool games.
Marco.
Remember that party we had at my parents' house when we were playing Marco Polo, and then we watched Monday Night Raw. It was the night that Jericho debuted, and Dynamo and I were jumping off my parents' shed with the hot dog, and they were playing Marco.
Whoa.
No, it was an inflatable hot dog.
Uh-huh.
And then it was I was it, and I was like Marco Polo, and it's like Ravenshadow, we're not alone. And then all the cops swarmed the house like fucking the beginning of E.T.
Yep.
Wow, really?
With the flashlights.
Yeah.
Because of the hot dog?
No, because we were running amok on Monday.
Never giving a fuck.
And never giving
We
a
had to
fuck.
stop Smoking Ty from doing a moonsault off the top of that thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Nice,
trying to convince him there was no, like, the Mick Foley rolling, plancha that I was hitting was a possibility, but no way he was going to not smack 90% of his body on the side of the pool if he did a moonsault.
With the stone in the
Plus,
concrete.
even if he hit the pool, wasn't there a diving board on that side that he would have had to contend with too? What an idiot.
There was a chair, and we do have pictures. Maybe we can post that at some
He could have
point.
done a triple Lindy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have.
Smoking Ty Salmon's a dummy.
Hey, speaking of Monday Night Raw, anybody else catch the most recent one? And the
I-
news that came out of that?
Yeah, I read about it. I'm very excited about that.
I have not seen it yet.
Well, did you hear the
so
news?
No, I actually been avoiding it.
Okay, so
I think I know.
We're not going to discuss it then.
Good
yeah,
talk.
I think I know where you're gonna what
I
it is,
thought-
but I don't want to.
I thought something bad was going to happen. So.
Yeah. So we won't say anything.
Macho Man comes
He hasn't
back.
seen it. He wants it unspoiled.
Macho Man comes back.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you could kind of skip to the end because the rest of the wrestling was kind of shit. But
That's kind of
That's
part
Raw.
of the course. Yeah.
hey, we got NXT. It's a good show.
Yeah, exactly. So we got some voicemails to get to. Actually, our boy Josh Gravel from Arkham Film Society, I think he called in a review about Under the Skin.
Is that the Plague Dogs guy?
Yeah, yeah,
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
I've never met
him.
the guy. He seems like a really nice individual, but motherfucker, he made me remember Plague Dogs. I saw that when I was a kid, and Jesus Christ, that and Watership Down.
Word, right?
I'm gonna say those are the films that made me the guy I am today.
Bad times.
Bad days, man. Bad days.
All right. Well, speaking of Josh, let's hear from the man, and let's see what he thinks about Under the Skin.
Hey guys, it's Josh from Arkham Film Society calling in again. This time with some thoughts on Under the Skin. I'm not gonna discuss like specific
Wolfie, you gotta
spoiler
fix
or
it.
plot
This is a
points, but I am gonna
45
give a kind of
RPM
general
voicemail.
spoiler warning because I'm gonna discuss the kind of story arc overall. So just want to get that out of the way. This will be less than 3 minutes, so you can skip ahead. But this is a film that I really like. If I had the time to send in a top 10 or whatever list for the year, this probably would have been in the top 3. I saw this in its theatrical run and was just blown away. I was very excited to get the chance to kind of sit down and revisit it because I wanted to see how it held up in the home setting, which I think it still works phenomenally. This film is great in that the photography sets a mood, and the sound builds to this weird feeling of anxiety, and it has an effect on you that most films won't. So I mean, the photography is great, the directing is great, the story is very interesting, the acting is amazing. I mean, a lot of people talked about it, given Scarlett Johansson, obviously, taking her clothes off, but I haven't really heard a lot of people talking about her acting in the film. And for a character that has very little lines, she portrays a fantastic arc of a non-human being learning what it is to be human through both physical feelings and, emotional feelings like empathy. Even fascinating how as she learns about humans and becomes more humans, even goes all the way from being the predator to becoming the prey. And so ultimately it's a very sad film. And I don't know, I hope all you guys enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed it both times. I highly recommend people check it out. It's definitely a treat. But I know this film isn't for everybody. I remember when I was in the theater, there was actually a handful of walkouts during the beach scene, and I think you guys will know what I mean when I say that. Just because the anxiety of that scene alone is really hard for many people to handle. So hey, you guys have a great week. I'm coming to my 3 minutes now, so I'm going to let you go. Talk to you soon, and have a great new year.
Thanks, Josh.
Why'd he sound sped up?
I don't know.
Did he speed himself up to get the 3 minutes?
He sounded fine to me.
I like this guy. Very similar thoughts.
Exactly. Like Josh said, some of the things that El Goro had pointed out.
He swung it and backed me on the canal, so that's all it matters to me.
That's true, he did. So thank you, Josh, for checking in with your review, and everyone should go check out the Arkham Film Society, especially if you're in the New England area, especially close to Providence. They run some fantastic screenings and shows, and you can keep abreast of all that stuff while, if you're part of the group. And Josh is a really fucking cool dude. So
I tell you what, every time you talk about the Arkham Film Society, it always just pisses me off we don't have shit like that in Ohio. It's like, what the fuck? I mean, I understand Arkham, New England, you got a thing there, but come on, man.
What
Bring
sucks
it to the
about it
Midwest.
is that nobody really gives a fuck, and that's what sucks about
That's
Massachusetts.
bullshit.
It's a big sucking hole of.
You know what? If you are in this region and you are remotely interested in that, you need to go out and support those guys, because there's guys like me who live 10 hours away
We don't get to.
that would love to go out and stuff like this. And the best we got in Cleveland is maybe once a year.
Yeah. Well, you can't see everything, but Wolfie and I have had that conversation every single time, like we, drive out to Philly or New York for a wrestling show. Like, we were even talking about today with you, like, imagine living somewhere where, like, you couldn't drive to a wrestling show every single weekend, let alone a really good one,
Well, where I live.
Yeah, right.
SL quoted you, Ravenshadow. No, it was inflatable hot dog. And she says he used this as a clarification to make things better.
It was a good night.
Rocky's dropping some knowledge on there, saying that actually it isn't definitive that Marco Polo existed. In the mythos, as we know it, there are some who believe that he was a fictitious figure used by smugglers to explain goods, which is an interesting thing to ponder. Yeah. Drop some knowledge on me, man.
I fucking fib is wicked smart.
Would they say Marco and then wait for them to say Polo and then beat him up?
Marco.
And Pantophobe checks in and she says, I'd catch the baby, then swing it at the pickpocket's face.
There you go.
Perfectly reasonable thing to do.
I think so.
She, just proves her perfectness every day. Like, I love a woman that will beat somebody with a baby.
You're so creepy.
You're creepy.
No, you're not. She proves her.
See, here's what happens. Here's what I am aware of our surroundings enough to understand. There are probably people that think I'm creepy, but there are definitely people that think you're creepy too.
Oh, come on, you're a sweetheart.
With your 90 minute. See, thank you, Goro.
Yeah.
Let
me just stick my hand down here.
Hey.
Stroke your ego and something else.
What we can agree on is that nobody thinks either one of us is as creepy as Michael Ravenshadow.
That's
Why?
True. That's true.
I'm very normal.
If you have to say that.
A very normal what?
No.
Yeah. And Pantophobia, you know that I do think you're perfect.
Creepy.
And when Tiny says it, you know it's true. It's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. All right. We have a couple other voicemails. This one was supposed to be for the year-end show, but there was a little, I think, a mix-up with email Dynamo or something.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is because, initially your explanation of what happened made sense, but then I realized that I didn't get it on my other phone until much, much later. So
there was an email that got paths
Lost.
crossed.
An important one.
An important one. So this didn't get on the year-end special, so we're just going to play it right now. So it may actually be some year-end type stuff. So let's go ahead and check out this voicemail from Myra.
Hey guys, it's Myra. Just wanted to call in and wish you guys a happy new year, and also wanted to thank you for keeping me so much company on so many drives. I would listen to Trick or Treat Radio on many, many commutes to work, on many drives to and from gigs, and my family lives in Connecticut, so you guys kept me a lot of company on the road. So thank you for that. I also wanted to share, I was thinking about my favorite moment of 2014, and I think my favorite is the story that MonsterZero told about being forced to wear a Holy Bible costume for Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why, that just really cracked me up. I think that's my favorite moment. My other favorite were those really horrible Bill Cosby impressions. That made me laugh. It sounded nothing like Bill Cosby, but I loved it. Anyway, thank you again. I also want to say thanks for reviewing some great movies. Standouts was definitely Blue Ruin, and one that I just reviewed with you, Cold in July. Those were my top 2 favorites, I think.
Wow.
Also, thanks for introducing me to awesome ladies that are also into horror and things, like Andrea Wuanen. That was a great interview. I also, thanks to you, got to meet her in person. And Jeanette from Haunted TV, we've connected, and she's a really cool cat, so that wouldn't have happened if it weren't for you guys. So thank you again, and I can't wait for 2015 and how many other awesome characters that you guys will introduce me to, or, you know, everyone that listens, what you're going to introduce them to. And, yeah, so thanks again, and thanks for the great music, too. Actually, I was sharing the Deadites with my brother over the holiday weekend, and you gained another fan, so nice. I can't spread the word enough. All right, I love you guys, and happy New Year, and here's to a great 2015. Bye-bye.
That was a very interesting sigh of contentment you have on that one.
She didn't say you specifically, Dynamo.
That's like our Captain America Avengers code, though. She doesn't want to make anybody else feel bad. I can say
the Dynamo love.
She loves me and Tiny.
Hey. Though I actually am with her that if I were to be hard-pressed on my favorite movie of this year, Cold in July, man. Hands down.
Yeah, words of snurb.
Excellent work, Tiny. Fucked up our list.
Well, to be fair, he had very important things to do. He had to go get some more sorbet that night. Yeah. So
I did. I had a 25-hour workday last week.
How's that possible?
That's what I'm saying. Do you see how bad it is now?
So the monsters are acting up?
It's you wouldn't even believe it. It's ridiculous. There's shit going down all over the place.
Well, that was very cool of Myra to call in, and
she's the cat's pajamas, huh? She's just terrific.
It's awesome that we're making connections, right? I mean, that's cool.
Yeah. Check out the Evil Streaks.
Yeah, for sure.
Word to snurb.
Word to snurb. But we have two good friends in the band. We got the Rev and we got Myra. Yep. So
yeah, and the other ones.
the other ones, the other guys. No, but I mean they're fucking awesome. So if you're into
Super Red,
no, not the Aquabats.
Well, no, but all right.
No, if you're into,
to be fair, everybody should be into the Aquabats.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah. But no, if you're into garage rock, you're into punk, you're into just rock, or whatever. I mean,
if you're a horror fan,
surf rock, zombie funk.
What do they describe themselves as? Like if the B-52s met,
if the Go-Go's met the Cramps.
Go-Go's, Cramps, and B-52s, right?
I like the idea of that.
Oh, they're fucking terrific.
I'm gonna have to listen to them.
Yeah, check out the.
They do a phenomenal cover of Chick Habit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they may have even.
That song. Do they now? They do the English version or the French version?
The English version.
Okay.
I think they may have even toured out Your Way at some point in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for them.
So.
Yeah, they're everywhere. They're
Repeat
awesome.
it once again for those at home. The name of the band is
The Evil Streaks.
There you are.
Yep.
My business partner in Dynamo, she's just a terrific lady. The best lady I know.
She's terrific for putting up your sexual harassment.
I don't know. She does, she's unaware. I think she is totally unaware that I sexually harass her. That's the weird part.
I'll tell you what, Myra, if you're listening right now, which I assume you are, if you happen to come out towards the Cleveland area, be sure to send me a message on Facebook. Let me know so I can be reminded, and I will come out and see you.
There you go. And
that was in a totally non-creepy Dynamo Mars way.
Oh, it's very professional.
See
You
ya.
know? I like to support independent music.
Yeah, hell yeah.
SL says, yes, Myra, yes. And Rocky says, yeah, I've been really digging the streak stuff the last couple of weeks. So there you go. Rock's been checking it out too.
There you go.
Awesome. So we have one more message here. I don't know if this is from the home office or not, but it's the best of Trick or Treat Radio.
Oh.
I don't know what this is yet. I haven't had a chance to listen
That's
to
a
it.
beefy voicemail. Look at that.
It's a 90-minute reel of me.
All right, let's check it out.
As another year ends, a new year begins. And with that in mind, Trick or Treat Radio proudly presents the best of 2015.
Oh, 2015.
It's all here. Your favorite guest hosts,
We got El Goro in studio. He's heavily sauced.
your favorite movie reviews,
So we are reviewing Under the Skin, which is starring... what's her name, Ravenshadow?
Scarlett Johansson.
That was
your
quick.
favorite
That was really fucking
catchphrases,
quick.
It's Tiny White.
Oh, snoot.
and of course, classic Dynamo.
It's like Jesus came in my mouth.
Trick or Treat Radio Best of 2015. Available January 2nd on iTunes or trickortreatradio.com.
Oh, man. That was...
And while you're at trickortreatradio.com, why not click on the Amazon.com link? It costs nothing extra for you, and it helps keep the lights on.
ABC, motherfucker, always be closing. God damn.
Wow.
How fast was that?
Holy sheep in the Shanghai basket.
Man, that was like, we should just finish. That's the show for 2015, folks. We're done. We can't improve it anymore.
I don't think we can. No.
It was like a half second where I thought that he messed up the year.
Yeah.
And then...
They all came together.
Yep.
Pantophobe asks, how are y'all getting the show way before I am? I think... I don't know. Maybe.
Well, we're in the room.
No.
Well, yeah.
No.
We have a certain advantage.
Yeah.
Her last comment was about the pickpocket. She'd swing the baby at the pickpocket's face.
Oh.
So maybe she's behind a little bit. I thought
Refresh
she
your
was
browser, maybe?
Yeah, I'd say. Obviously, she's not going to hear it if I say it.
That's
so
true.
maybe somebody can tell her to refresh the browser, and she can
Browser.
Just wait till Friday, because as you all know, what are the things that we can rely upon in life?
Oh, good question, Goro. It's Death, Taxes, and Trick or Treat Radio every Friday morning.
There you go.
That's
so
right.
you have a chance to listen to it at your leisure.
Yeah.
Though it is important, though the podcast is great, it is important to watch every Wednesday live, and we look so crystal clear and sound so great thanks to our sponsor, XSplit.
XSplit.
I highly recommend XSplit, the champion and place that you want to go to get your podcast and live broadcast looking like a rock star.
This really
Good
is the
plug. I like that. That was very natural. I mean, it just fit into the
what I used to do
podcast
for- that's what I used to do
very
for y'all.
organically.
Well, you used to talk about insurance.
True. And mortgages.
If I hadn't called attention to it, it would have been perfect.
So that's it for the voicemail portion. We don't have any emails this week. I assume people are busy with their families and doing holiday type stuff.
Catching babies.
We did get
Maybe that's how Oracle got pregnant. Someone threw a baby at her.
Oh my
That's
god.
what we do in our family. As soon as a new baby is introduced, we do our annual baby toss.
That makes me feel better.
We have a couple tweets. Our friends over at the Horror Club tweeted regarding our latest episode or last week's episode, and the Horror Club says, "Cold in July, great flick, one of our top 10 best of 2014."
Hell yeah, man!
And Joe R. Lansdale was nice enough to retweet pretty much every time we tweeted out the episode last week.
Really?
So thanks to him. And Jeanette, once I mentioned this earlier, but let me mention it again since she tweeted about it. Jeanette over at Haunting TV says, "Holiday special Let's Play of The Evil Within with more of me singing to and we talk about the Deadites a bunch." So there you go. And then Haunting TV included us on their Terror Tuesday tweet.
Nice.
So very, very cool. Thank you.
And really, that's, again, we wouldn't mention that stuff if it wasn't awesome either. There's not any sort of payola or cahoots here, as Michael Ravenshadow would say. Like,
hey,
like that is like Haunted TV is a destination for me. Like I usually, sit down and watch it Wednesday when I'm supposed to be working.
Who's Doug Henning? He's not Kurt Henning's dad.
No, Doug Henning is. It's magic time.
He's a magician. Yeah, he looked kind of like
he looks kind of like Michael Ravenshadow. Used to.
Oh, so that Halloween costume? Did he wear your Halloween costume?
He actually looks exactly like our good friend and former Dead Groovies guitar player Sean Fennell looks.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully he doesn't listen all the way to the end of this episode.
So there's some talk about Doug Henning in the chat room right now. So I guess that's, I don't know. That's about it. We got the tweets. We got the feedback. Anything else, Ravenshadow?
I do have a gift.
Oh, you do have a gift. Okay.
I do have a gift.
You're going to bestow this gift?
I'm going to bequeath.
You are?
I'm going to bequeath a gift.
That's gross.
No, it's sexy. Shh. Stop talking. To our dear friend El Goro.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Who came all the way up from the great north.
All the way up,
more north than we are.
From the great north.
I don't know where that is. It's kind of south of the Savage Land.
It's like southwest, relatively. But all right, go ahead.
I don't know where it is. There was a Drew Carey show. I'm not sure. But I have a gift for you, my friend.
What do you got for me, man?
I have a gift. You can hang this. You can hang this in your studio.
Oh no.
You can hang this.
Oh, no.
Here we go. Loft.
I have a feeling what it is, but
you can hang it on your fridge.
All right.
But this is a very special gift
there
from
it
me to
is.
you.
There it is. Let's present it to.
Shoe-fold.
All right, so we got a signed copy, and just for the benefit of our audio listeners.
Yes.
This is indeed a very limited edition.
Very limited. Very limited.
It has been sealed in polyurethane. I think it's been CC rated actually on this.
Yes.
But it is signed.
It's a 0.0. Yeah.
It is a signed photo of Michael Ravenshadow. And it says, to El Goro, keep talking, you will find your rhythm. Bombaleo, Michael Ravenshadow, OML. And on the other side, we have the actual, it looks like a lesser quality of it. But it says, it's another picture of him. And we on the title, we have, Giants Don't Die. Best wishes, Michael Ravenshadow. They live in our hearts, our minds, and in our stories. And if we do that, then we're all immortal, Tiny. Michael Ravenshadow. Thank you, sir. This will be in a place of honor.
That's for you.
In El Casa de Goro.
Nice.
So,
I learned if you drill a hole right around where that lace sits, it sits perfectly in your toilet, in the bottom of your toilet. You can shit right down Michael Ravensshadow's throat.
What that is around your neck? Is that like a lay?
It is. Okay. That was a photo taken Christmas Eve 2 years ago.
You had longer hair then.
I did. I was trying to grow it back out, and then I panicked. But that's actually my 9-to-5 work profile photo.
Oh, okay.
So when I send an email like, "Hey, the shipment hasn't come in,"
you got a nice beard. It's all very well shaped. Still is now. As a man with a shaggy hobo beard, I got to appreciate the effort that you put into.
True or false? That dude looks like he is fucked up on a lot of appletinis in that picture.
Flirtinis.
There's a glint to his eyes, so I'm seeing a little bit of hallucinogenics in there. I mean, you should. I mean. It's a very mind-opening experience.
I'm not healthy.
Okay.
Look at me.
No, he's far from it.
That's
between the drugs and the paranoia, this kid's living Jacob's ladder.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, my brother.
All right, we need to wrap up. Tiny, any last thoughts for yourself?
Let's get out of here. This is a fun-ass show. Definitely.
Yeah, it was a fun-ass show. Definitely.
Thank you guys for having me on. This was a lot of fun.
No problem, El Goro. This was this was a treat having you here.
Treat.
That was a treat. No, super glad that you can make it in studio. This, I know, things just worked out right. So glad we can make it happen. And anytime you're back up in the area, you are welcome to come on the show into Castle Wolfenstein. Castle Wolfenstein.
And you can stay too. You can sleep at Ravenshadow's bed. He doesn't sleep.
Yeah, mi Casa Nostra, su Casa Nostra.
And I gotta say, I've been listening to you guys for some time, and I'm very glad that you have found your own niche, you have found your own voice in this. Because, you listen to a lot of podcasts rise up, and some of them last, some of them don't. And you hear a lot of them that last a little bit longer than they should, but you guys are consistently bringing a level of your own unique identity to this, and it's consistently enjoyable from week to week. I don't always listen to it week for week. I sometimes have a backlog of episodes.
Yeah.
But you guys are doing a damn fine job, and I'm looking forward to everything that you have to go from here on until whenever.
All the bad stuff is Tiny's fault.
Fuck off.
We're just not as good as everyone else.
Like a jerk off clown. All right.
We're just not as good as everyone else, so we do something different.
Hey, you're better than a lot, I'll tell you that. And I'll tell you what, you're a hell of a lot nicer.
We're the podcasting equivalent of a gypsy throwing a baby out.
Put that on a fucking business card.
Yes, that's our next business card. You just did it, Tiny. Get those printed ASAP. Ravenshadow. Get on that.
Yep.
We're like the gorgeous ladies of wrestling of podcasting.
Except for the gorgeous ladies part.
Or the wrestling part.
Yeah. We have the of. All right, we need to wrap things up here. Dynamo, why don't you go ahead and do that?
Remember, children, wherever you go, there you are.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to episode 127. It was a fucking pleasure to have El Goro here in studio hanging out. Super fun discussion of Under the Skin. Next week, we are going to watch The Strange Color of Your Body's Tears on Netflix. Check it out. We'll see you all next week. See ya.